welcome to the Wild Wild West podcast. My name is Richie Riche of the MHRT Network, and as of 7:30 every night now, the sun is going to come right into my face every time I sit here for the next little bit. So we're just going to have to deal with it. Over this way, to my right or left, depending on which way the screen is showing, because I never know if it's going to have me point the right direction or not on these things, is DZ representing his Los Angeles Chargers. And down below, we have Nabman repping the Las Vegas Raiders. Thank you all for joining us today. We are going to obviously be doing what just about every other podcast on planet Earth that follows and tracks the NFL is doing, quite literally. Look, you just have to sometimes own the moment, and this is certainly one of those times. We are going to be talking about the draft. Now, just to be clear, we are not talking about UDFAs this show. We are going to talk about them next show. So hold your comments on those. But if you do want to bring them up, obviously we're not going to turn down the comments there in the chat. Gentlemen, how are we doing?
Really good. This is one of the most exciting times of the year, especially NFL terms. This is, every team is excited. Every fan base gets really excited draft time. And then after the draft and the UDFAs and rookie camp, we have that dead time where it feels like it's like forever until the season kicks off.
Yeah, cricket time.
And we start making up things to talk about, eventually.
Yep, for sure. Hey, I'm doing great. Busier than a one-legged man standing on an ice patch. But I will tell you this. Buying a house, selling a house in states 5 hours apart from one another.
Yeah, it's
not easy.
No.
So I'm just glad I'm here at all, to be honest with you. Plus, new job, busy with that. So, but I'm just glad I'm here, and good to see you guys, man. I have a blast with you guys every time.
Yeah,
I think all three of our teams did a great job in this draft. I really do. But as busy as I've been, I had to focus on my own. So,
Nav, sorry, real quick. Nav just described the employee of the month at the local IHOP.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah. That's me, actually.
I watched like a sicko. I watched this draft from rounds 1 through 6. Chargers didn't have a 7th round pick. And I was on Spaces on X doing it. And each team in our division, Broncos, Raiders, and Chiefs, got players that I loved. And I'm son of a B. So I felt like every team in the division did really well.
All four teams filled the holes where they needed them.
Yeah, some of the analysts were a little. Some of the big time analysts were a little rough with the Chargers, and we can get into that as the show goes on. But for me, I'm stoked how this draft went.
I'm with you, Richie. Dude, we're all happy. We're ready to rock, man. Let her rip.
So we're going to go ahead and obviously we're going to just quickly list each of our draft picks just for the benefit of the fans of the show who are here live and those that are watching us after the fact. But before we do jump into it, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for joining. Appreciate the comments in the chat. If you can do us a huge favor, it really helps the show, helps us reach a lot more fans and allows more folks to come in here and make comments and have those interactions that we all enjoy, volleying back and forth in the comment section, which we do encourage, by the way. If you can go ahead and hit the thumbs up on each of the channels that are broadcasting the show live, it really does help everybody, everyone, literally everybody. And in addition, And in addition, if you can hit the little subscribe button, again, it also shows the Google and YouTube and all the other fun folks there in the analytics side that when you watch the show, people want to subscribe to those channels that are broadcasting it. Again, helps us all out a tremendous amount. And if you're watching us after the fact, go ahead and leave us a comment in terms of what you thought and what you'd like to talk about next, and we will do our best to respond back to those comments as soon as we can. For those of you live, though, you get the benefit of us trying to bring up your comments as frequently as we can throughout the show, so long as we're able to at least get through what we want to bring you this evening. So, on that note, let's get right into it. We're going to quickly go ahead and list each of our team's draft picks just one at a time, just to kind of get the names and the rounds and the pick numbers out there. And then we're going to just do a little bit of a roundtable, round by round, and talk about each of the draft picks in depth. It should come as no surprise that I have some rather critical things to say about my own team. That's pretty par for the course.
Surprise.
And we'll go from there. Let's get right into it. I will start with my Denver Broncos, and we'll throw it over to you, DZ, once I've done. And Nav, we'll close out. Since you started with the draft, you'll close out the show in terms of listing your players.
Sure. Sounds about right.
Yeah. All right. So Broncos had an interesting draft. We did not pick until round 3. I saw a stat. It's been since the 1970s, if I'm not mistaken, since a team has not had their first pick until round 3 in the NFL draft. Something to throw out there. In round 3, pick 66, Tyler Onyedum from Texas A&M. Round 4, pick 108 is Jonah Coleman, Washington running back. Pick number 4, round 4, pick 111, Cage Casey, tackle out of Boise State. Round 5, pick 152, Justin Jolly, aka Big Christmas, KC State tight end.
Good nickname.
Round 7, Miles Scott at pick 246, safety out of Illinois. Round 7, pick 256, Dalen Bentley, tight end out of Utah. And round 7, pick 257, Mr. Irrelevant, Red Murdoch, linebacker, inside linebacker out of Buffalo. Those are my Denver Broncos picks in the 2026 NFL Draft. DZ, over to you.
Alrighty. Let's see. Boom. So the Chargers started out this draft with only 5 picks, but actually ended up drafting 8 players. Round 1, number 22, Akeem Mesidor, edge out of Miami. Round 2,
Huge.
number 63, Jake Slaughter, center out of Florida. That's the controversial pick. We'll get into that later.
Yep.
No pick in round 3. The Chargers actually traded out of round 3. Doing what a lot of his fans wanted to do is gain more capital and more swings at bat. Round 4, number 105, Brennan Thompson, wide receiver out of Mississippi State. Another one in round 4, pick 117, Travis Burke, offensive tackle out of Memphis. Another one in round 4, 131, Genesis Smith out of safety out of Arizona. Round 5, 145, Nick Barrett, D tackle, South Carolina. Round 6, number 202, 202 overall, Logan Taylor, offensive guard, Boston College. And then 4 picks later, round 6 as well, Alex Harkey, offensive guard out of Oregon. And that ended our draft. No 7th round pick. And after me saying that I watched and was paying attention to the most rounds, I was happy to just end it at 6 and walk away. Navman, on to you, buddy.
All right. Well, this dude, Alla 9738, absolute free control, dickhead.
Queefers.
Just beat it, bro.
Nice.
Just beat it. Get the fuck out of here.
That's a new
Oh,
word.
wait, were we 10 minutes in? Oh, just barely.
Wow.
Woo.
Squeak!
All right. So just beat it before we do it for you. So anyway, all right. So for the Raiders, the number 1 overall pick was a shocker. Absolute shocker. It was Fernando Mendoza out of IU, of course. 38, Tredan Stooks out of Arizona, free safety, which we need. That has been, especially with a 3-4, we're going to have that shutdown dude at free safety. Going to have that guy. Caron Crawford, defensive end out of Auburn, big, massive dude, great. Trezon, a guard, awesome. Gerard McCoy, we'll talk about later. He's a Vol. He's Tennessee. I watched the dude play in person, so we'll go with that. And Mike Washington. Talk about him later too, because I have a specific thing to talk about with that guy. Dalton Johnson, safety out of Arizona. Hezekiah Masses, another corner out of Cal. And then Malik Benson at 195, wide receiver out of Oregon. And Brandon Cleveland, a defensive tackle out of NC State to round it off at the end in round 7.
So how many selections did the Raiders? It was at 10, you guys 10 prospects?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep.
So you guys went in with 11 and then ended up with 10, right?
Yeah, but we got we traded back from 36 to 38, and we got 2 more next year. So.
Okay. Cool. Oh, okay. Yes, that's where it is. So, okay. Yeah, I remember you guys did something like that,
and that was trading away Caden McDonald.
Yeah. Oh.
Basically, because when that was done, that's the pick that was taken was McDonald, Caden McDonald.
And then Richie, you guys, did you guys trade back? You guys traded back as well.
Mm-hmm.
We went from 62 to 66. And then we gained another 6th round pick.
And next year one, didn't you?
I don't think so.
Oh, I thought you got both.
We might have, but I don't think so.
Okay.
I have to double check. But what we ended up doing was then we packaged those 2 6th and then traded up in round 5 for Justin Jolly.
So we did something similar. Chargers traded back. I'm pretty sure it was twice, and then used one of those 6 picks to jump up to get our 4th round pick to get in there. So to grab our 4th. So yeah, a lot of movement, surprising, which is it was fun. It was a fun, chaotic type of draft. People were moving all over the board.
Yep.
Do you want me to just run? I don't know the numbers, but I can just real quick do the Chiefs prospects, or we'll just do it at the end of the show if you want.
Well, I mean, if we're going to do roundabout on like 1st round, 2nd round, 3rd round, so should DZ just go ahead and start on the 1st round? Because Richie, I don't think you had
just do round by round. Just do round by round.
Just do round by round. And who? Okay, so it was Fernando Mendoza. Do you want to do a little brief brief take on him?
Well, I mean, it's going to be very brief. I mean, it's obvious. I mean, he's 6'5", 225. He doesn't have a cannon, but he makes great decisions. Doesn't throw picks, and he's already starting to freaking get in the building to get under center more. To be able, because he wants to be comfortable getting his back turned to the offensive line.
Right.
You know what I mean? So some Jalen Hurts refuses to do. So, you know what I mean? This dude is going to do whatever it takes.
I saw the press, like Fernando Mendoza's first introduction with the Raiders, and he immediately let off an F-bomb. So it was like, oh, there we go. He's already
well, thing about it is he did that at the national championship game. They had to bleep him on it.
But I mean, it's just people are like, okay, he's normal.
Just look, I have a lot of religious friends. F-bombs are not off limits for them. I'm just saying. When they're excited, an F-bomb might fly.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
just
a
saying.
fun little story.
So it shouldn't be a shock, especially a high energy dude like him. But I mean, the dude, there's a reason why he's number one.
Right.
There was nothing he did not win, and he took a team that has never won anything
Right.
to the promised land.
Kirk Cignetti, man, what a hell of a coach.
Kirk Cignetti, if he was a little bit younger, he might be an NFL prospect coach. I just don't think he's willing to even do it. So
you never know.
But
who's the next pick after the Raiders?
The next pick would be 38 in a second.
No. Oh no. We're gonna go round by round, right?
Yeah. So that's the first.
Okay.
For Mendoza.
All right. So next in our division would be, is it the Chiefs? That would be the Chiefs, right? I don't know what pick it is.
Them at the end of the show.
I was just going to throw the name. I'm not going to even talk about them. Just throw the name in there and then jump to.
No, let's just go through the whole list at the end of the show, round by round.
All right, so then it would be the Chargers, then, right, at 22.
Yep.
Okay, pick 22. My Chargers get Akeem Mesidor, the edge out of Miami, one of my guys.
Great.
I think I talked about him on previous shows. Yep. Like if we came away with any of these prospects, and he was one of them I mentioned. And, this is one thing that, and we'll do this quick, but this is one thing that analysts and consensus big board people don't really take in for granted is team needs and team wants and how teams are constructed. They judge all these prospects and they're like, this is where this guy stands. This is where that guy stands, yada, yada. Right. But as fans, we know our teams, or we think we know our teams. And ultimately, at the end of the day, we don't know the scouts and GM's big board, right? We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. But they got Akeem Mesidor. The knock on this guy will get out of the way. He's 25. He just turned 25 in April. That's pretty old being a prospect, first round guy. And that's probably why he slid. If he was 2 years younger, he would be a top 10 pick.
But the reality of that is, for his position, it really doesn't matter that much.
Well, he probably wasn't for everybody, right? He wasn't a prospect for every team. Like I wouldn't have saw the Raiders picking him, right? That wouldn't have been because they're more about building, right? They want to get,
super young.
They want to get a lot younger, right?
Yeah. Just on that note though, since you're talking about age. There's a lot of talk in Broncos country right now about Von Miller potentially returning to the Broncos right now. Like it is everywhere.
And didn't you mention Calais Campbell just recently?
And Calais Campbell's another dude who's in the same ilk in terms of age. Okay. I had to look up because I didn't believe the stats that I was hearing. Von Miller had like 9 sacks last year.
I did not pay attention to him. I didn't even realize that.
Dude,
I knew Bosa was there too.
He's 37 years old.
Yeah. He was a freak though. Everybody knew he was a freak. Like, wasn't one of his things like chasing chickens? Like dude, that's just like freak stuff. Well, Rocky Balboa stuff.
Wasn't it ducks? It was
ducks. It was chicken.
I don't know.
No, it was chickens.
Chickens or geese? I couldn't remember.
No, he owns a chicken farm. Literally, he owns a chicken farm. Like that is his jam. I've never understood it. It's his thing. Good for him. You do you, my man.
Love it.
But it's an interest, and he picked up on that in college from one of his college professors, and he just like fell in love with like chicken farming.
Right.
It's like cool.
Look, chickens stink to high heaven, and I'm
like
not about it. I like them, but I'm just like. You're always checking to see if snakes are jumping out or foxes.
I like chicken. I love chicken.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah, but the point is, 9 sacks at age 37 is kind of the point. And so if your dude's at 25, like I'm sorry, if he can even come even modestly close to that in his 30s,
Vaughn's
who cares?
Special, though,
That's
man.
fine.
Sure. I'm not going to compare him to Vaughn, but I get what you're saying age-wise.
But Von Miller did way more than that. He's like a Max Crosby type of guy.
Well,
he gets the sacks. and he also chases down plays from behind. He doesn't give up on plays.
You just said something. You just said something. The one thing about yes, that's why I said Rocky Balboa. Good job, Matt. But you said something, Nav. Max Crosby. Max Crosby is a big fan of Mesidor, and Mesidor has something. Mesidor is being compared to Max in certain aspects of the motor. He's a high motor guy.
Right.
He just does. His motor does not shut off. This guy's got a really fun story. He's Canadian. He's actually the highest draft pick from a Canadian-born player like ever at 22 is Akeem Mesidor. He came over his senior year to one of those schools. I think it was something International Atlantic or something in Florida, and it's like a boarding school for sports. And that's
FIU.
One of those schools. It's on Wikipedia somewhere. Let's see. It was Clearwater Academy International.
Yeah.
So that's where he came over. He had the ACC's best in sacks last year at 12.5 sacks. He was number 4 in pressures in all of college football last season. He did have a great partner in Ruben Bain, right? Ruben Bain's a stud.
So I think Mesidor's better than Bain.
He has better stats, but Bain got picked just due to his age. Bain's a lot younger.
I think Bain's a problem.
Oh, he's gonna be a problem. Mesidor, another reason he's probably
hold on real quick.
Go ahead.
DZ. One thing to know about Mesidor, I didn't realize where he grew up.
Okay.
He grew up in Ottawa, Ontario, which is the capital of Canada.
Okay.
Okay. Super important.
Dirt poor too, by the way.
Ottawa is balls cold in the winter. And I mean like it is like wicked cold. So I would not be surprised if you see that dude out in like winter games when like the rest of the team is in like parkas. He'll be out in shorts.
Well, he just I love what my team does is the Charters put out great social media content. Everybody knows this. And they've did this stuff with Mesidor. He obviously he spent a lot of time in Florida. He actually liked LA's weather a lot better because it gets cooler. You know, the temperature drops. He loves wearing hoodies. He likes the cold weather, which is surprising that he played in Miami. I mean, he did start out at WVU, West Virginia. I'm going to get on his knocks. He's 6'3", 259, so he kind of lacks that like elite length for edges. You want your edges to be like 6'4", 6'5". So he's a little smaller, not much. You know, we're gonna
But he's got the get off though.
Yeah,
that's the thing. All that freaking weight with that kind of get off though. That's like. Whew. And
then he did have a couple seasons ago. He had 2 foot surgeries on both. He popped some ligaments in each foot, which I don't know anything about that. Dig into it. There's a lot of guys who've dug into that stuff. And he started out edge, then he moved inside to D tackle, and then he's got back out to edge. And he needed to lose weight, so he swims a mile in a pool every day. So he dropped like crazy amount of weight just by swimming. He was the number 3 edge in true pass set win rate among combine edges at 36.6. The number 1 guy was one of our UDFAs we picked up. So I'm pretty stoked in that. We'll be talking another show. I'm stoked about this guy. He's ready to go. He's not going to have to start. That's the thing. It's Khalil Mack and Thule are our starters on the edge. This guy is a rotational guy coming in because we lost Odafe Owe to the Commanders for $100 million. And this guy's going to come in and we can hope that he picks up where Odafe left off. But
all I'm saying is Mesidor, I thought that dude was a better player overall than Bain ever, to be honest with you. because you don't have the drama to deal with.
It's just, I think it's his age is scaring a lot of people, man.
I
It's
get
25
it.
is
To your benefit. Your benefit.
And you know what? Right now, the Chargers want to win, right? It's just win now. We're not trying to we don't have a rookie quarterback anymore. Justin Herbert's going into his 7th season. Like you need to,
we need to
crap
roll
or get off the pot, right? You know what I mean?
We need to go right now.
And he's polished. And one thing before we move on to the next prospect, the thing that's fun about this guy, since he started out as a D tackle, is that he can rush inside against guards, and he does a damn good job at it. And it's pretty cool. I'm stoked on him. Yeah, we'll see, man. Because the Chargers could have gone with edge or guard, and Vega Olane, or I can't say his name, but the guy that went to the freaking Ravens. It looked for a second that he was going to slide.
Mm-hmm.
Vega, the Penn State dude.
Right.
Ultimately, he didn't, and he went to the Ravens. But yeah, so I think that was the next big pick. But yeah, man, stoked. Next round, next pick.
So the second round, Richie has to relax again. So we'll talk about the free safety. The free safety the Raiders picked up in that draft out of Arizona, Tredan Stukes. So Stukes, 4.33 40. 10 games only. He was hurt the first 2 games of the season last year. 10 games, he had 4 picks, 6 passes deflected, and he was targeted 12% of the time.
Wow.
Last year. 24 solo tackles in the process as a free safety. To me, and he's 6. They say, so I wrote it down exactly as they put his stats in there. So he's 6 feet 5/8 of 1 inch. So he's like 6 feet and a half of an inch. So, but he's 190 pounds. So the dude can tackle. He can blast you, and he can take you across the field as well. So in a 3-4 defense, having a free safety like that is a shutdown guy in the mid part of the field is absolutely something we had to have. And I think
real quick, did both the safeties from Arizona?
Yes,
I think
we got both of them.
Yeah, we did. Wow, that's crazy.
So,
okay.
So the thing about Stukes was, had we not traded out of 36, probably would have had McDonald. You know what I mean? At defensive tackle. But because we got offered what we got offered, it's like, okay, well, those were our 2 pieces that we were thinking we wanted to get. So we'll take draft capital for next year. And so we'll just get our free safety now instead. And only go back 2 picks. I mean, no brainer, right?
How do you feel about Stukes just briefly being able to look into him? Are you pretty satisfied with the pick?
I watched a couple videos before we got on here of this dude, and he's a better receiver than most receivers. Let's just put it that way. He's a ball hawk type.
Anybody in the chat, what do you guys think about Stukes, especially Raider Nation?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them were saying Stukes was huge. I mean, several awards for, he only played in 10 games out of 12, and several awards for, best corner in their conference and that type of stuff, and all this other stuff. So, I mean, yeah, Gage, I'm with you. I'm excited too, dude. That dude, and he's watching the interview and watching the draft footage of him. He is not a loud dude. He is a quiet, hardworking dude. You know what I mean? He's not out there being flashy. He just wants to go to work and be a badass. So I love it. Absolutely love that pick. So back to you, DZ, because Richie's dying over here. He's like, can't wait till we get to the third here.
All right, I'll get through this now. Round 2, pick 63. The Chargers select, which I mean, I'm on a space with, Charger fans on X, like, we're like, this is a guard, right? We're picking a guard. We're getting a guard. We're getting a guard. And we're watching all the guards fly off the board. And there was a few left. I think Zune, the guys you ended up with,
Yep.
Pregnon was there. Pregnon was sliding. I don't think Pregnon got picked till like the 3rd round or something. And the Chargers pick surprised all of us. It was Jake Slaughter, the center out of Florida. And
that was my guy. That was my guy.
So he wasn't on my.
As soon as I saw that pick, I'm like, oh, Richie's pissed.
So he wasn't on the fan base's radar because we picked up Tyler Biotish as our center, right? So we're like, and then we're thinking, wait a second, we don't really have a backup center. But then we're like, we need a guard. Like, this is a 2nd round pick. And he started digging in. Sean Merriman made the call, and he's like, guard Jake Slaughter, right? Like, he did the guard thing. And we're like, wait a second, you dig into this. He's never played guard in 5 years. And they had him do guard snaps at the Senior Bowl. And,
Lane, well done, sir. Nice. I don't even know how you have any favorites. I don't.
Anyways, they had him do some guard stuff, and it didn't go well. But then you start digging into this guy. There's a lot of stuff on him from last year. There's a lot of stuff on him this year. This dude's a stud. He's an absolute effing stud. And I think the Chargers are betting that, hey, we can get this guy to compete as a guard. And worst case scenario, we have our center of our future as a backup. And if it doesn't work out at guard, we'll figure it out with somebody else. He scored a 9.97 RAS score, which is like elite.
Insane.
It's elite level.
Elite.
Yep.
The only knock on him probably is that he there's knocks. You can nitpick his techniques and stuff, but like he could stand to gain a little bit more weight. He's 6'4", 303 pounds. So I'm sure they probably want him to gain a little bit more weight. Only
Zed, you're missing one thing.
Go ahead.
Why couldn't he compete for the starting role this year if he shows out?
Well, that's what we're hoping.
Yeah,
he's never played guard though.
No. You're starting center. Why couldn't he
with Tyler?
Out? Yeah,
well,
why
paying Tyler Biotish $30 million, but if he could play
but who cares? The point is that you got a dude that you just drafted with a 9.9 RAS score who was in a upper tier center in this year's draft. Why is it not a real deal possibility that he could potentially beat out your current center? Why is that not possible?
He could. I think, who knows, Rich? We'll see, dude. Like, this guy, the more I look into him, the more I like about this guy, man. Like, he's everybody says he's so freaking smart. He's sorry, Don.
Guys, hey, sorry to interrupt. I'll be back for a moment. My daughter's calling me.
Man.
I need to take this.
And only 22 pressures he's allowed in 3 seasons as a starter. That's 3 seasons. 22 pressures. That's it.
As a center.
This
is my whole point in why I was hyping him pre-draft, right?
Like, no, I know.
Yeah.
He was projected as a top 50 pick. Got him at 63, so right around that. I can see it. Look, dude, this guy's got the pedigree. If he really, they told him on the phone, they're like, hey, man, we see you as a guard and our backup center right now. I got a feeling he's going to be the center of the future, but they're going to let Biotish probably do that. Who knows, Richie? I'm stoked on it, but it was very puzzling for Charger fans to say, why didn't you just get an effing guard right now? And I think Bradley Bozeman gave the fan base and this front office so much effing PTSD that they're like, we're getting another center. And then on top of that,
you got a good one though.
You got a really good one. They stole it from the Ravens. They stole them from the Ravens. The Ravens, I guess, were like immediately called or texted Ortiz, our GM, and we're like, dude, you got our guy. You know, kind of thing. There's like, so it was a little bit of keep away, right? Like people would be like, well, he was kind of a reach. And the thing is, there's a theme to this Chargers regime, and there's a theme to this draft, especially in the offensive line and D line, is versatility. If he could play guard, he's going to be a guard and center, right? And I think I said this on this show, if not to others, especially in my Charger community. I was like, I don't see the Chargers drafting a guard at all. They are drafting tackles to convert to guard or vice versa. And that's exactly what they've done in this draft. They have not drafted one single pure guard. And look, it could be to their own demise. We will see how it plays out. But that's what I got on him.
What position is more valuable?
Opposed to what? I think tackles.
No, a pure guard is less valuable than a dude that's used to playing tackle at the college level or collegiate level.
Right.
And if he can swing inside and play tackle, that's a way more valuable position for any team at the NFL level, like by far. Like, look at how I rant about Palcho.
Right.
The dude plays right tackle, right guard, left guard. Like the dude stepped in for McGlinchey, and our run game got better.
Right. Yeah. Like
McGlinchey's like that's the point, right? You want a guy like that. You want a tackle who can have that kind of versatility and do those sorts of things for your team.
There were fans calling like, hey, like, and I think Dunker, he went, I don't know if he went in the 4th round or what, but they're like, you could have grabbed Dunker. But then again, look, Dunker still has to learn how to play guard because he was a tackle. Some would argue reverse cowgirl, but hey, look, you know, teach their own. But this guy, it's going to be fun to see him compete at left guard. And as I get through the other prospects, he's going to have a lot of other guys to compete with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I agree.
So that was our pick 63, round 2. I think this kicks it over to you, or is it back to Nav?
It's back to Nav. To Nav.
He's on the phone.
Yeah.
All right.
You good?
Yep. Nothing a credit card can't fix.
Hang on real quick.
Oh, Jesus Christ. This team gives me PTSD, man. Their defense.
The Texans draft, my honest opinion, is that was dangerous, the crap that I saw that team pull in the draft. They literally stacked like basically on top of an already existing strength. They filled in voids and gaps, and they also then brought in dudes that can kind of allow them to
Jack
kind of build into the future as well.
Where did I say I got the Houston Texans? Put it in the chat because I told them where I've got the Houston Texans this year. The Texans, what they're doing on defense there is
it's
scary.
It's insane. Yeah, it's insane.
I can't believe they just continue to build on one of the best defenses in the league.
It's scary, man. Like it's
just unreal.
And then what they've brought over on offense, and all you need is upgrade that offensive line, and you need a CJ Stroud bounce back. It's damn it. But yeah, man.
Yeah. Legit. They have brought themselves to being like the real potential of being contenders. In my opinion, they were missing a few pieces. Their only piece right now is CJ Stroud had a bit of an off year compared to
Yeah.
where he was earlier in his career. So the
Right.
question for the Texans isn't how well did they do in the draft. The draft, I think they absolutely knocked it out the park, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Like I think they freaking
Right.
killed it. However, the question for the Texans is last season indicative of the new normal for CJ Stroud, or was it an anomaly and he's going to then revert back to where he was earlier in his career?
Well,
If it's
and
the latter, the league is in trouble. Like legitimately in trouble, because that dude
big time.
had one
Big
hell
time.
of a career in the early stages there. And if
Right.
last year was the new normal, then I think the problem with the Texans is that they're going to be in this interesting position where they're going to need to make decisions very quickly on Stroud if they actually want to compete, because they have one hell of a team, and they're the team that could like literally trade the farm to go way the heck up in 27 to try to get their quarterback, because I think they're ready now. And in fact,
Agreed.
they're not only ready now, they have a young team that's ready now. And I think
Yes.
that's like the best case scenario for any NFL franchise. That's my rant on
Right.
the Texans. Like that team's like legit scary. Like
Yeah,
legitimately
they are.
scary.
That defense is going to be blindingly. I mean, they were one of the best last year.
I'm tired of seeing
Yeah.
them. They've kicked our ass 2 seasons in a row. I'm so tired of seeing them.
But the thing about it is, I mean, there's no question in my mind they're winning that division. When the hell AFC South all of a sudden is like, you're like, oh wow, they're pretty damn good all of a sudden. Yeah, they are pretty good. AFC South all pretty good all of a sudden.
Remember, they used to be
But
peons,
here's
right?
the thing.
Forever.
Here's the thing, though. We also got to remember Tank Dell freaking was out damn near the entire season. Most of his weapons were out the entire season. You know what I mean?
Nico Collins is so good too. God, Nico Collins. Whew.
Nico Collins, but the thing
They
about
got
it
it.
is
They brought in
they're out.
They got
they're
Knuckles
out most of the season. They're going to have those dudes back.
Yeah, I think they're going to be patient with Tank Dell this year. They're going to let him come back slowly, which is smart. And then they got Montgomery down there now too from
exactly
Detroit. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I agree with you. That is a dangerous team. A dangerous team, especially after this draft. No question.
I agree. Sorry, I wanted to address the question before you took off on your second round pick for the Raiders.
Oh, no, second round pick I already did. That was Stoops.
Preaching to the choir, Preston. Preaching to the choir.
Already talked about Stoops.
Okay, so we've gone through the second round then. I don't think my Broncos were the top of the third. Were we at 66?
Yep. I was at 67.
Okay. Cool. So the Broncos finally decided that the 2026 NFL draft was a thing. So, as I said earlier, the Denver Broncos had a list of needs, like legitimate needs, like you had to address them in the draft because they did not do so properly in the offseason. And the Broncos actually, if I'm going to be honest, also has a similar list of actual required needs in the 2027 draft. But we'll talk about that later in some other shows. So this is really an interesting scenario for my Denver Broncos. But at this stage here, we are literally building out depth and we are building out strengths, like stacking strengths at this point on the roster, and filling in gaps that we let go because we had enough guys to fill in the gaps and we just needed to plug a couple of like open holes on the roster. So the interior, this is Tyler Onyedum, pick 66 for my Denver Broncos. He is he's quite the athletic freak, actually, when you watch him on tape. He is basically what I was saying, the two options that my Broncos were going to go down. We were either going to go for the John Franklin Myers replacement, the lighter weight, faster twitch, interior defensive lineman, kind of like what you would typically see from like a defensive end style,
Yep.
like in terms of that type of mold, or you were going to try to go for like a bigger aggressor in the middle to kind of replace your DJ Jones style, get a guy kind of at like the 310, 320 range kind of deal. And the Denver Broncos went with the John Franklin Myers style of defensive end / defensive tackle.
So they stuck with their MO.
They went with their MO. They went with their MO. And he's got some super interesting traits. He's got some fast twitch. He's got a combination of strength and speed. He's been able to have an incredible success in the college level in certain areas. Very much reminds me of John Franklin Myers. But the benefit of someone like him is he's coming into a very good, as in better than very good defensive line. I can't see you or the sheet, Nav. You just disappeared when you put it in front of you. But when you look at the way he plays the game and the team that he's coming into, he's got dudes that will help elevate him, like a Zach Allen. He's got other dudes that will help elevate him on the team already, like a DJ Jones. Guys that are veterans that are not necessarily worried about losing their jobs. They got long-term contracts with the team. They've already been paid. So the next thing for these guys at the NFL level is to building a legacy. And if this guy can be the legacy that they leave behind, then that speaks volumes to their character at the NFL level. And that's what they're concerned about at this point for most of them. And the other point is they want to win a Super Bowl.
This guy's got long arms, Richie. 34.
Yes.
Dude, they call it. I haven't looked at him, but I know they say vicious, and he's got a spin move.
He is. Now, the one knock on him is that he was never meant to go that high. However, this is the big caveat here. Anyone that's pointing at the Denver Broncos for reaching for him as a player in the NFL draft, we need to start looking at some context. In this year's NFL draft, if you look at what happened in round 1 and you look at what happened in round 2, the defensive linemen were stacked in the early part of that draft. Same with the offensive linemen, offensive tackles, defensive linemen. All of the big trench dudes were stacked in the early portions of this year's draft. So guys like Proctor and what have you that were meant to be drafted in the like mid second round or early third round, some of those dudes were taken in the latter and mid part of the first.
Yeah. It was
just
right. It was insane.
And so what we saw in this year's draft was a lot of these NFL GMs and NFL teams take note of what has been winning lately in the NFL, and they've been picking on like these guys are what's winning games for teams. They're the guys that are allowing these teams to get to the Super Bowl. These guys are the ones that are making $20 and $30 million a year now. And if I get this dude on a young rookie contract for a total of $30 million or less when he's on our team as a rookie on a rookie deal, then we've just won, right? Like if we get production out of this guy for a pittance of what he would otherwise make on a contract, then the answer is always yes. And I think that you're going to see more and more of that as the draft years keep going on, where these interior linemen and the offensive line that are winning games for teams, they're all going to be stacked in the early stages of the draft. And frankly, DZ, I think you mentioned it about not factoring in team needs and things like that. I want to add to your comments from earlier. These big board analysts like PFF and all these other idiots that are getting paid off by teams and don't really know what they're talking about, they're not truly assessing the league for what it is. The league over the last 5 to 10 years has turned into who wins the trenches and who has a competent quarterback. Once you then stack on top of that, you can basically kill it in the NFL after that. Anything else is gravy almost at that point.
Yeah. You don't have to have a 4,500 yard quarterback these days.
No,
anymore.
you need to
Short
have a
health, maybe.
competent. You have to have a competent quarterback, and you have to dominate the lines. And what the GMs in this year's draft showed you is that every GM, and I mean every GM pretty much, showed that they understand the assignment. They drafted offensive line and they drafted defensive line. And they drafted edge because that's allowing you to get to the quarterback to stop the play on the field. The point is that they're looking for like the next guys to hit, and they're valuing the contract after. So they're looking at the value of the second contract for a lot of these players, and they're saying if I hit on a guy early in the early stage of his draft and I'm saving $20 million, I can get myself to the Super Bowl because that's what every other good team has done thus far. And we're going to see more of that, in my opinion, for the next 4 to 5 years.
I think the Chargers did exactly what you said. I'm like thinking about last year's draft real quick, but this year, 6 out of their 8 players were trench players. 6 out of their 8 picks, I mean, were trench players. And the Chargers drafted 4 offensive linemen, the most they've done since 1990. So they are doubling down. They've seen enough, and it's the trench game. But I kind of think it's a little bit of an overcorrection from their last year's draft, to be honest with you, and free agency.
I disagree. And the reason why I disagree is because the Chargers had every business of being in the Super Bowl. They had every like here, let's put it this way. If the Chargers did not have the injuries that they did on your offensive line, there is no reason why the Chargers should not have been first in the AFC West.
I mean, yeah, it's a year-to-year league. They went 5-1 last year in the division. They had horrible injuries in the offensive line, and then a piss-poor offensive scheme. Yeah,
but that's the point. Is that you would have gotten into the playoffs because your lines, and you had coaching that were able to coach those lines up to maximize their ability. There is no reason why the Chargers should not have been first in the division based on your quality of play. It's a fact. It's a fact.
Curse.
Like your team just simply cannot figure out how to stay healthy. Nope. And your team has now basically said, fine, we're going to overhaul the dudes that we have on the roster for backups and depth and everything else. Bring in fresh blood that maybe hasn't been tainted by the old regime with the way that they did things. And look, I'm right. That's what, that's why you're laughing.
I'm laughing.
And you're hoping that an overhaul and a refresh is going to then bring you guys over the finish line. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think that's a bad strategy. I actually think it's actually a pretty good strategy. So I'm knocking
scarred,
it.
Man. I'm just scarred, and but yeah, I agree 100%. I'm like, dude, just get new, fresh dudes. It's a new O-line coach this year as well. Like new offensive scheme. Let's get the new stuff going, and hopefully we can escape the curse for a few seasons because sooner or later it finds you. All right.
So first things first, and we'll move on to the next. Go to you and Nav. Basically, the Denver Broncos, effectively with their first pick in the 2026 NFL Draft at round 3, pick 66, effectively drafted who they believe can be John Franklin Myers' eventual or current replacement, depending on how he shows out.
For way cheaper,
so that's kind of where we're at. For way cheaper, exactly. Yeah.
So I think it's Nav. Nav, you're probably next, if I'd have to guess. What was your pick number, Rich?
66.
I didn't have a third round pick.
We were 67.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, 67 was right after that.
So sorry, I just want to quickly address this. Mike, thank you for joining the show. Mike is a Broncos fan. He is the primary host of Mile High Monsters. You can find that channel over on YouTube. Mike is a huge fan of the show. He's ranked the Wild Wild West in the top 20 podcasts a couple years going now. So in terms of the Broncos podcast and podcasts out there, he is a fantastic fan of this show. A couple days ago, he made a comment on the podcast that he wasn't getting super, so I gave him a super, and this is his returning
That's
the
funny.
favor to the show. I do
That's
really
funny.
appreciate it, Mike. He had a great show earlier this evening, which I participated in the chat on. Mike, thank you for joining the show. And if you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. We'll bring them up as the show
It's
goes
kind
on.
of a shame that like all these it happens with all the Charger content creators. It's like it's all supers now. It's like
Yeah.
if you want to get heard, you better have a super, or they're not gonna acknowledge you. And it sucks. That's the way it's gotten.
Yeah. So, anyways, as we do with everyone on the show, we do try to give obviously some priority to those that did give the supers, but we do like to give some content to some showtime, rather, even to those just fans of the show, because the whole point here is we want to grow the show, get out to as many people as we possibly can, and we want to thank you all for joining us live. Mike, I do appreciate it, man. Thank you. And I promise I will join the Mile High Monsters at some point live. I just don't know if your fan base is quite ready for me. I'm a unique cat within Broncos country. So let's go.
No, he's Mike McCarthy. He's the head coach of the Steelers. Last I checked, so he looks just like him. For crying out loud! When people say that, I'm like, yes. Yeah, he does. I mean, I'm not lying about it. So
my dad got that too, by the way.
So can I talk about number 67?
Yes,
go
please.
for it.
Okay. Yes, so number 67, Kieran Crawford, is one I had to dig into pretty heavy on. So he's a defensive end from Auburn.
Yep.
And he's a monster of a human being. So my notes are right here. And I do this on paper, guys. I don't do iPod notes and shit.
No, rock and roll, man. Do your thing.
The dude's 6'4", 253, which seems about right for defensive end. But
yeah, that seems like a perfect size, to be honest.
Right. But the thing about it is, I don't think he really is an edge. So he's unpolished.
Yeah.
Unpolished. The dude didn't play football till his senior year in high school. He was an all-state basketball player before that. So, when I'm watching video of him, he's just twitchy as hell for his size.
Yeah, I'm seeing his strengths, Nav. Pretty good stuff.
It's he's more of a stand-up linebacker pass rusher than he is an edge, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? And in a 3-4, he can be that guy.
Dude, he's got a 79-inch wingspan. Oh my God.
He's massive, dude.
Wow.
He's a massive human. And what really got me was a couple of videos where I watched him chase down a ball carrier from the other side of the field. His pursuit of the ball is next level, unreal. I was like, oh my God, this dude chases down running backs in the open field. As a dude that size that can chase down running backs in the open field, it blows my mind. So, let's see. Eventually, he could be an edge, but he needs to figure out how not to get locked up by offensive linemen. So the couple videos I watched, he would go up to try to go after a quarterback. And once he got locked up with a tackle or a guard, it was over.
He couldn't disengage. So he needs to work on his hands then.
He just needs to work on his hands.
Yeah.
So he needs to either that or he needs to kind of put a running back mindset in his mind when he's going after the quarterback. You know what I mean?
Right.
Hit the hole. You know what I mean?
Well, he's got some great teachers over there in Vegas to help him out. He's some of his strength I was like just reading about is
Well,
relentless motor. Who does that remind you of, right? You know?
So in the combine, he did 40 reps at 225.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
So
being
he was
6'4" too, benching that 40 reps.
Second best.
Holy crap.
See,
Dude,
this is this I like this comment.
Yeah.
I agree with this for sure. Like Max Crosby was never a
Oh,
super
yeah.
high draft pick, and
Nope.
he learned the technique to then become elite at the NFL
Yes.
level,
His
and
motor
is deemed
carried him.
exactly.
His motor
And
carried
so
him while he could feel it. Max,
This
this
is-
is look at
this-
Max reminds me, and fake it till you make it. And I'm not saying
And
it's fake, but he
this is a
faked it
Max-
until he made it and became freaking what he is today.
This
And
is a Max pick. My guess is get this dude from Max.
Probably, yeah.
You know what I mean? Get this
Yeah.
guy. Get this dude.
Somebody
so
he can take under his wing.
Do you know who this guy kind of reminds me of, although he's slightly smaller, but just like in the same general vein? So the Denver Broncos picked a dude in the second round just before our Super Bowl 50 run by the name of Derek Wolfe.
Oh yeah, everybody.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh,
And
you know what he reminds me of?
He had
reminds
the
me of-
motor.
He reminds me of Javon Curse.
Yeah, but
Hmm.
but the point though is that he had the motor and the drive, was lacking some of the technique stuff coming out of college, but had the team around him to help learn those skills that he was deficient in. Well, Max Crosby is right there to help this dude out, to have him learn those deficient skills. And like, let's be real, Max Crosby's not sitting there worried about whether or not he's going to have like a job or not, right? Like he's not concerned about that kind of stuff.
And how many times we've talked about this ad nauseum, especially with our Raiders host. Max didn't have anybody to lean on when he got it when he got to the Raiders, right? So like Max is gonna be like, all right, dude, like I'm gonna show he's gonna be able to take this guy under his wing. I'm sure like he did with other guys. I'm sure he tried it with Tyree, before did his stuff. And he's got Kuntz there too. Kuntz is another wily vet as well. So yeah. Would he play? Maybe even picks up. This reminds me of something. Mesidor is 25. He said that he was even picking Ruben Baines, stealing moves off of Ruben Bain, who is like 3 years younger than him, right? Like he was like a senior and Bain was like a freshman, and he was like, whoa, dude, you're doing something, and he's picking off it. So it's if he picks up the hand fighting nav, stuff like that to disengage, it's huge, massive.
Yeah, I agree.
I love that pick, and I think it's a steal. I think that was a steal at 67, to be honest with you. So who's next?
I have no third round pick, so it's going to be you guys.
So I pick 108 in the fourth.
Okay, so I'm next. Okay, so this dude at 91 zone. So,
you got my guy, man.
I was like, really? How did this dude get there? So he's a guard out of Texas A&M. Oh, by the way, pretty much won every guard trophy you could get in the SEC, bar none. At 91, for crying out loud.
That was a great pick.
6'6", 312. It comes from an athletic family. I mean, I can throw all that stuff out there. I mean, his mom, his sister, they're all like collegiate, freaking next level athletes. Old man, freaking walked on to Tulsa. I mean, shit like that. I mean, it's just crazy stuff. So he had 50 starts in 5 seasons in college. 50 starts as a guard. Okay. My guess is the ones he didn't start was because he wasn't starting because he was behind somebody else. because he hasn't been injured. He hasn't been hurt. This dude had last year had a 96.8 pass block win rate.
Wow. Elite.
I don't know if best of any O-line in the draft, any O-line, any of them, had 7 quarterback pressures the entire season last year and no sacks given up by him.
So you think he's plug and play probably this season?
Yeah.
Or
that was next. It was like versatile, can play any position on the O-line. 33 reps at 325. Second most. And it had a 96 on the athletic score.
Yeah, definitely. You stole my guy, damn it. Damn it.
To me, that's a steal at pick 91. That's an absolute.
And he came from a at A&M, which is a legitimate football program. Like they play.
It's a Power 5 conference.
They play like a proper style. Like there, it's not just they pay the Power 5 or anything like that.
It's pro style offense.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And so you're getting guys that have a little bit more experience in what you're going to want to be using on your team. Overall, and not only did he do well, he excelled.
Yeah.
Right. So he not only did well at it, he excelled, and that's a big deal.
I couldn't believe when I saw that. I had to look at PFF, Spotrac, and all this stuff, and they were like a percentage point or two. But his pass block win rate, 96.8, and gave up 7 quarterback pressures and no sacks last year.
Yeah.
That was at.
This is why D linemen have to keep. You're just like more, bigger, stronger, faster because of these O linemen like this that are coming out.
But it's like okay, and he played guard and tackle last year, and didn't.
But he's a natural guard, right? Like obviously,
he's actually a natural tackle, but he went in the draft as a guard.
Okay.
So, but the thing about it is, it's crazy that he played 2 different positions and never gave a sack up.
Oh, wow. Good info, Jack.
You know what I mean? He's the most pro-ready player he has ever coached. I don't doubt it. I was watching video of him inside and outside. He's the defensive edge, the edges do not get around him.
That's my favorite pick from you guys so far, outside of Mendoza.
To be honest with you, that's the steal of the draft for us.
He's
right
dude.
That's the steal of the draft.
Nav, I actually think your next pick is the next in line out of all of us as well. You're at pick 101.
Okay,
101.
Yeah.
No shit. Okay. So I had to turn my paper over. Hold on.
Don't worry, I got paper too. We're doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I got like 3.
Right. So this is Jermon McCoy. Okay.
Corner. Jesus Christ. Yep.
Let me explain to you something. So I lived in Tennessee since 2018. I watched this dude play for Tennessee. They just would not throw at him. If you did, you were getting picked off. It was that simple. So he's 6'1" and about 193, and he is a shutdown corner, an absolute shutdown corner. He's a ball hawk stud. He was a ball shutdown corner until the injury. He had an ACL. He was out all year last year. To me, steal at 101, no doubt. Injury ACL last year, it was brutal. It was bad. that ACL, I saw it happen. It was terrible. He's been on commercials saying I'm still doing the work stuff down locally in Tennessee, and he can be a wide receiver. He's kind of like a Travis Hunter kind of clone, and he had like 780 yards receiving in 2024 as a wide receiver. So if nothing else, he's a special teams value. But at worst, I mean, Mendoza and a dude like this, I mean, he's a possession receiver with a lot of speed.
We were hoping that this kid made it a few more picks, dude.
So get this stuff. Get this. So ACL took him out last year. He went to the combine. He went to the combine and ran a 4.37 while he was still rehabbing from that ACL.
Yep.
So
he's a freak, man. He's a freak. It's not that ACL knee anymore, Nav. Everybody's worried about his other knee with that whatever's going on with his other knee.
So you're saying he's slow?
I mean, I'm saying he can get nothing but faster. I mean, it's like, pitchers, they get that Tommy John surgery and they actually end up being better pitchers after they recover from it because they have a little bit more snapback.
I've seen a couple of doctors, like, the internet doctors, right? Like, go back and forth on Gerard McCoy. I've seen both ends of the spectrum. I've seen one where he's got degenerative knee and he's not for long. And then I've also seen the other doctor go, that's complete BS. I do these surgeries all the time, and he's going to be perfectly fine with this type of surgery. Right. And we'll just repair the bone plug, and he'll be fine.
He ran a 4.37 at the combine.
Well, it's not that he can. It's about his length. How long?
Lateral. It's a lateral stuff.
Yeah, it's like how long can he do this for, though?
Well, that's a valid concern, though.
I need 5 years. That's all I need.
No, but that's a valid concern of how long can you keep this up without having to have some kind of repair done. The other concern is how, like, the repair itself that will eventually need to be done for a professional athlete, because you're just going to naturally aggravate something like that. The other question then.
Go ahead.
Yep. The next question.
Nav said 5. There's a comment that says 4. The number I'm hearing is 3. That he has 3 years with his knee the way it is, repair or not, and then it's lights out. But who the F knows for sure? Yeah. I wanted to take a gamble on this guy. He would be a top 10 pick. Like, he's legit top 10 pick without this knee issue.
DZ, we got him at 101. If I get 3 great years out of him,
dude, yeah,
I'm happy with it.
Yeah, dude.
Right, but the kicker here is if you have. So here, let's look at it this way, and this is what kills me about the current Raiders regime, is they're actually competent. Like, you can just tell by what they're doing. It's awful. Yes, it's awful for me as a Broncos fan, but as a Raiders fan, I'd be ecstatic.
No, it's great, but we're not used to it. That's what. All my Raider Nation people are like, we're not gonna. We'll believe it when we see it, type shit.
But the thing is at some point you just have to understand that what you're seeing is indicative of competence. So, like, you saw the offseason moves that the Raiders made, and it showed that your team had actually made the changes that were required to actually be a truly competitive team. And then the draft came around, and it was like, oh crap, that was like the offseason wasn't a fluke. Like, the offseason was actually indicative of the competence of the current team.
Put that one on there from Crash Dog.
We don't know how to do all this proficiency.
Where's Crash Dog?
It's LA Crash Dog. That's so he just said what I
You
say
don't
all the
even know how to
time.
deal with all this proficiency.
Right. But this is the point. This is the point, though, right? Is that I'm looking at your off season before the draft, and we made DZ and I have made multiple comments on this show. Like it's public, it's on record. Like we can't just like claim we never said it. Like
Yeah.
both of us have says like your team has shown that you have like you've turned the corner because you brought in a head coach that has pedigree and a father that knows what he's doing, and then you have a regime that's now in place that is clearly moving with vision. No, they're moving with vision.
Adults
No,
are
they're
finally
moving
in the
with
room.
vision.
I've been
Yes,
saying
exactly.
that with this
Yeah.
whole new
Adults-
regime and their
Adults
move.
are in the house.
I've been saying
Yes.
that. I've been professional Raider hater for my whole life, and what I saw with them do this offseason, I'm like, oh crap, here we go.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, be a
Yeah.
worse Raider hater now.
And I'm like, damn,
Right.
dude, they're getting it together. I mean,
My thing is, all these picks are pointed. Everything's pointed at something. You know, that's why I'm like, damn.
building would be good for a long time, not just
And
for
it's
short time.
super young, bro. I mean,
No, but your picks were picked with purpose.
The oldest player on the team, I think, is Colton Miller.
Yes. No, Nav, what your team has done this offseason is they reset the mistakes of the old regime.
Yes.
They brought in coaching staff that was competent, and they have brought in a combination of two things. One, they have attacked the offseason with a vision, and then they continued that same trend with the same vision in the same direction in the draft.
Yes.
Which basically shows that your current regime that you have right now is resembling, as you said, adults in the room or competence or whatever other descriptors you would like to use for your team right now.
Right.
That is going to be a concern because Pete Carroll did not show that he was with it. Like that whole regime and that whole thing was an absolute hot mess.
I don't even know what that was.
Right.
Yeah, that was weird.
It was literally throwing a dart, hoping that it worked, right? And
it was
like a PR stunt. I swear it was like the NFL calling the Raiders, like, "Hey, get Pete Carroll as a head coach, and we can sell this for a little bit."
Well, it was a path to Mendoza. So
that's a positive spin. That's a positive.
Congratulations, Pete Carroll. Thank you for that.
But I don't think anybody
doppelganger.
Saw Mendoza
that's wrong.
2 years ago. Building now.
So doppelganger, this is wrong. You are not building for now in the future. You are wrong.
Oh.
Your Raiders right now are building a foundation. You're not building for now. You're actually only building for the future, but you're building with purpose. And I think that's even better, by the way. I'm not even knocking the comment. I'm simply correcting it slightly because your team is building with competence and direction. And so right now this season, your team's probably going to go from like the handful of wins barely that you guys had last season, and you're going to probably end up with something generally to the effect of like 8 or 9 wins, maybe 10 wins this season as you continue to build this up.
But Richie, I'm going to defend my boy here. I think you're wrong.
Ooh, yes.
Okay, I think he's right. Building for now and the future.
I mean, he is a Raider, and you are a Broncos.
So I'm just saying, building for now and the future.
F you, Richie.
Now, but I promise you, walking through the door after last season, I don't think any Raider fan intended to have too many more wins than we would have had last year. But what he's saying is what we've done exceeded expectations to the point where we might have a little bit more push this coming year than expected. So
I agree with that.
But hold on. So now and the future, I agree with him. What you're saying is not a Raider thing. You're saying a Bronco thing. He's saying a Raider thing.
Oh, Jesus.
Well,
So-
I guess it depends on your purview. So my point here is the Raiders have done all of the right things to do good things this year and set a foundation for their future. That is correct. I agree with that
That's now in
wholeheartedly.
future, right?
Right, but you're not necessarily building to get to the Super Bowl this year. Although
No.
if Mendoza goes off on this like crazy spree, I mean the Raiders could like literally shock the league and end
Yeah, but
up
is he even
doing
starting?
some
It's
crazy
probably
things.
Kirk Cousins that is starting.
Well, Kirk Cousins is the current plan to start, but at some point, like here, I'll use, as much as Raiders fans probably don't want to hear this, I'll use what happened with the Seattle Seahawks and Pete Carroll. They had no plans on having Russell Wilson start for the Seattle Seahawks when he did. However, he basically made it where they couldn't deny the fact that he was the best quarterback on the roster. And if Mendoza shows that he can be the difference maker on the team, as in like the guy that can kind of will the wins in a couple of games a season, he's going to start. I don't give a crap who's on your team, Cousins or otherwise. They're going to want to start him because he's going to show that he has the heart of a Raider, as it were, to get your team and get them across the finish line. And you're going to want to reward a guy that's playing or wanting to play to that level. It's just a fact.
All right. They're screaming Raiders in the chat. We got to move on. We got to.
Okay. So,
like,
hey,
all right,
yeah, we got to do that because I got to go to bed. Like,
Yeah,
we got to.
all right.
We got to go
So-
to these prospects.
All right, I'll go super quick. 108, Jonah Coleman. I believe the Broncos are next. I don't think the
No.
Chargers were before the Broncos, right?
Right.
105 is the Chargers, round 4.
Okay, so
103
you
or
go ahead.
105.
All right, you go ahead. Quick.
All right, so yeah, real quick. So this is a guy that if the Chargers drafted this guy, Mike McDaniel would take his shirt off, and he didn't take his shirt off, so he reneged on that. This is Brennan Thompson, wide receiver out of Mississippi State. He is a whole whopping 5'9" and 3/8, 164 pounds. He ran a 4.26 40.
Shit.
A 1.55 10 yards, a 1.54 10-yard split.
Oh my God, dude.
So there's so much, like we said, we'll move in faster, but there's so much you can dig into it. It sounds like this guy, he bounced around a couple schools, probably looked at his size and were like, yeah, dude, you're just not going to be it for us. You have crazy speed. He finally got full starter reps his last year at Mississippi State. He was third team all SEC, led the team with 1,054 yards, 57 receptions, 6 touchdowns, started all 13 games. This dude is like, I think his only punt or kick return went for a touchdown. He has like 7 or like the most like 42-yard plus receptions, or there's like crazy stats on this cat. If this was a Mike McDaniel pick, if I ever saw one, insane speed.
Like a Tyreek Hill, like
it is. He's
type
not
of
as
pick.
no. So Tyreek is a 1 of 1 because Tyreek was built like a pit bull, right? Like he was
Right.
just sick. This guy is kind of similar stature and speed, and I'm sure Mike can figure out a way to use him. But the thing I liked about this guy is like he can line up wide. It's just don't let that cornerback put a hand on you.
Right.
Because this guy has killed guys in zone and man. I feel like if you could, with this guy, if you're cornerback, if you're the defensive coordinator, you're like, look, dude, go up to that guy and shove him, because if you don't get a hand on him, he's gone and you're not catching him.
Right.
And that's what I saw from all the highlights I saw with this guy.
Yeah, 4.24. Yep. If you don't get if you don't get a piece of him,
I think
it's over.
they clocked him at like 24 miles an hour or something like
24 miles an hour.
Yeah, he's just
Oh my
he
God.
is he's fast. And you know what? At the very worst, he's gonna be our new kick and punt return. Compete for kick or punt return because Darius Davis, the guy we got from
you think?
Right?
I mean,
my concern is he's tiny, but look, we've seen it with other guys that are tiny. You know what I mean? Like have success. I'd like to.
What
see
are his
him
hand sizes?
Let's see up here real quick. Genesis, Travis, Brendan Thompson, right here. All right, his hand. He's only got 9-inch hands, right? So he doesn't have massive hands.
Okay.
For 5'9", that's pretty good though.
So
yeah, it is actually for 5'9".
Yeah, probably. You guys are probably right. 4.264. God, that is just like I'm getting winded just looking at that.
It's insane.
There's like some really fun things that came out. Oh yeah, his lone career punt return went touchdown. 7 of his 10 career touchdowns came on plays of 42 plus yards. So that's just sick stuff.
The Broncos had a guy by the name of Trenton Holiday, who is a home run hitter at the punt returner, kick returner position during the general run of Super Bowl 50. He had a fumbling problem just because of his size. He was a very small, lightweight dude. And so that's why I asked about the hand size, because the one challenge we had with him was just the simple fact that, he could run it to the house at literally at any moment. Like he was that quick and that fast. But the problem is he was so small that guys could bring him down really hard and force a fumble. So that would be my only concern with someone like that.
I think that's the concern, Rich. It's just he's just so much smaller. Now, I don't think he's 164 anymore. I think he's like up to like 170-ish. Like that makes a difference really when you're playing against giants. But this is definitely going to have to be well planning for him to be used and stuff in there. I remember damn, even that small? Holy crap.
He was small. He was not big, man. But he was lightning. He was literally a track star.
Darren Sproles. Darren Sproles was like pretty crazy. Let me see.
Guys, we got to move, bro. Otherwise,
let's move this on.
All right. So that was 10 something or other. And I don't have another one. Next one.
I'm at pick 108.
That's you.
So I'm at pick 108 and 111 with my Denver Broncos. I don't believe that any of us were in the middle, but I will I'll blast through these two picks real quick. So Jonah Coleman, pick 108, my Denver Broncos. He is exactly the size, weight, like he's not the height that I wanted from the running back. You all know I wanted Katron Allen or someone like that who was a little bit over 6 foot, but the same height and weight. Jonah Coleman is, and I've said this on X, I'm going to say this on the show. He reminds me of CJ Anderson. 5'9", 5'8", 225, short, big, stocky, good balance, catches the ball well, runs the ball well, pass pro, the whole nine. He reminds me of CJ Anderson, and CJ Anderson is one of my favorite running backs for my Denver Broncos of all time. CJ Anderson had balance for days. He would get hit and not fall down. Like he had some like real crazy balance in the running game. It was CJ Anderson did. So Jonah Coleman, I'm a fan. I love that pick. One of my favorite picks for my Denver Broncos in this year's draft, because you all know that I wanted a running back for my Broncos in this year's draft because I felt that was a huge weakness for the team. The only thing I'm waiting for is Rashul Faison. I want him as a UDFA, but I haven't seen him getting signed yet anywhere. But we'll wait and see what happens there. So,
Rich, Jonah Coleman, only 1 fumble in 552 carries in college.
Correct.
That's good.
Damn, that's crazy. Really good.
1. Yeah. So anyways, that's look, it's hard to argue against the statistics there. And when you actually watch him on film, I just ask that you watch his pad level when he gets hit. He never really goes off kilter. It is a unique skill for a running back to have. Jonah Coleman has it. I'm stoked for him as a pick for the Denver Broncos. He is basically what RJ Harvey is not.
Yeah, that's what I
Right?
can see that.
He is he is everything that RJ Harvey is not. And
They're just
I love that
They're
pick.
yin and yang.
Yeah,
They're yin
yeah.
yang.
Yeah, I love that pick for my Denver Broncos. Round 4, pick 111. The Broncos had a pick in very short succession, so I'm pretty sure we're next in line there as well. Was Cage Casey. Cage Casey is an offensive tackle out of Boise State. He is a middle of the road pick as far as I'm concerned. I think we could have done much better with that pick. I think we could have got other dudes at that pick. In my opinion, there was other guys that were on the board that I liked better. Frankly, I kind of liked your UDFA guy that you got, actually, Isaiah Worlds. As a better pick at round 4, pick 111. I also liked a couple other guys that were there still on the board at pick 111 as offensive tackles. But my Denver Broncos view him as likely a guard, kind of like a Palcho replacement, now that Palcho is probably going to be worked into the starting lineup. And long and the short of it is, I think they picked him up because I think they thought that he was going to get picked up by another team. However, I don't think that he was the best tackle that my team picked up in this offseason. We will talk about that next show.
Fun thing on that guy is they call him cerebral, very football smart, very IQ smart. This Cage Casey, the guy I'm talking about.
Yeah, 100%. We got another guy on the UDFA side that is even smarter than he is in terms of football IQ, and also mental maturity. We'll talk about him next show. But anyways, Cage Casey, not my favorite pick. However, you're not going to hear me complaining about bolstering the offensive line.
All right, right? What pick number was that one?
111.
Nav, do you have anything before 117?
Nope.
Okay, we're moving along, Nav. I know you gotta
go for it.
You got it early. 117 Chargers pick, round 4, Travis Burke. So they follow right up after the Broncos with a tackle, Travis Burke, which I'm really surprised.
My guy, by the way.
Why the Broncos didn't get this guy, but who knows? To each their own, right? He was a tackle out of Memphis. I think he only played at Memphis 1 year. I think he jumped around. He was the second tallest player at the combine. He's essentially 6'9".
That's crazy.
Fluctuates because he's taller. So Joe Alt was the tallest guy on our team. This guy beats out Joel by a quarter inch. He's 315 to 325. Fluctuates in weight. He plays both left and right tackle. First team in his conference or something. This is something that I like about him. This guy is mean, nasty mauler. His highlight film, he wants to lay dudes out. He wants to punch them.
Pissed.
He wants to check this out. I'm going back to the Chargers social media. We're really quick doing this. All the picks, like they did the war room stuff with every pick. This is the one where Jim Harbaugh was the most excited about. And I'm like, oh, wow. So he's all about Travis Burke. This guy is, per Dane Brugler, one of the meanest dudes in the whole draft. The Chargers actually traded up to get this guy. He has a high RAS score. He's got a 9.05. He spent this last year prepping with David Deal, who I think is still in the NFL, but as his O-line coach. So he was prepping for the NFL this whole time. Ranked 12th in fewest pressures allowed out of of all the offensive tackles. So 12th getting that guy in the round 4, not bad. But yeah, man, he projects to be a swing tackle for the Chargers of the future. Probably taking Pipkins. Pipkins is gone probably this year. And excited about this, and he might play sooner than later.
So DZ, just to be clear, for those of you who forget, my last show for my ideal Denver Broncos draft, my round 5 pick for my Denver Broncos was Travis Burke. He was the guy that I wanted my team to draft. I thought he was a perfect pick for the Broncos. He projected to me to be a McGlinchey replacement on the right tackle side. He is a mauler. He's an aggressive player, has all of the traits that I wanted for my team. And while I hinted at it, I may as well just come out and directly say it. Why on God's green earth did you pick Cage Casey over Travis Burke for my Denver Broncos, knowing that McGlinchey is coming into effectively an out year at the end of this year, when you could have him sit behind and learn from a dude that is similarly sized, actually, because McGlinchey's quite tall.
Yeah.
And learn in the room from a guy with similar technique and similar limitations and or hurdles to overcome at the NFL level. I never understood the Cage Casey over Travis Burke pick for my Denver Broncos, but that's me. I'm looking for run blocking first on my team because I am a firm believer that pass pro can be taught. Run blocking is a mentality, and you either have it or you don't. That's and I've heard it from multiple linemen, including a guy that I actually respect, and that's Mark Schlereth from the Denver Broncos.
Yep.
He has mentioned that over and over again that it's a mentality. You either have it or you don't, and I completely agree. Nav, I think you are next in the 4th round for your pick.
Yep. Hey, look, hey guys, I'm gonna blaze through the rest of them because I gotta go to bed.
Go for it. Yeah, that's fine.
man.
Okay. All right. So this one right here, I really like 122, Mike Washington.
Yes.
So I literally was at the combine.
Hell of a pick.
I cannot believe this dude is there. I could not believe he was even there. So, first, he was the best all-around running back at the combine. Tore Jeremiah Love apart in every facet of everything. Vertical, jump, split, everything. Blew his doors off out of Arkansas, right? And he's a big-bodied bruiser type of running back.
Oh, yeah. 6'1", 223. Wow.
6'1", 225, 223, something like that.
Wow.
Yep.
Let's see. Yeah, 6'1", 223, runs a 4.3 340.
Damn.
Yes, that's what he ran at the combine. It was dang near a running back record. I mean, he won. He was pissed because he wanted a 4.27.
Dude, the knock on him is stupid. His knock is ball security, and it's like 5 fumbles.
There's no knocks.
Well,
none.
I'm looking at it, right? I'm looking at some stuff. That's his only knock I'm seeing, and I'm like, that's a dumb knock.
Ball security.
I mean, it's not dumb, but I'm like,
he's a bruiser though.
Why did this guy slide? Is it just?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out why, but
fumble percentage.
What?
Look, guys, I was at the combine watching this dude.
No,
he was
fumble percentage.
Absolutely.
That's why he slid? Just because of that?
Percentage?
If you look at the number of carries that he had, he had versus the fumble percentage that he has, it is not good.
It's 10 recorded fumbles over 5-year college career. 10 fumbles in
10 fumbles in 5 years.
Yeah, I'm not tripping over that.
I'm saying the fumble percentage compared to what other running backs had in this year's draft.
Sure, that's fine. That's fair.
Like relative to the others, he was not good. That is why he dropped. You asked the question, I simply gave you the answer.
This is Trey Zune, but in a running back. Like, this is another steal by the Raiders.
I can't believe he was there. Me and my daughters were at the combine watching this dude blow Jeremiah Love's ass apart on every facet of running back.
Dude, this
out of Arkansas.
Hell of a pickup.
Even though I love Jeremiah Love. Hell, I met Jeremiah Love's parents while I was there. You know what I mean? And they're great people. And Jeremiah Love's a great player. I get it, but damn.
Oh, Biggie says he runs straight up and down when he goes down. He turns his back. He don't worry his pads. Okay, so maybe he's just a straight up and down runner. I don't know.
Okay, whatever. Okay, Biggie. Look, you flipped me shit a little while ago. Biggie, let me tell you something, Bill. Let me tell you something. All right. You have no place to talk shit about the Raiders. I do not talk shit about the Broncos on your show.
Oh, I think he was just saying.
Oh no, that was a little ways up there.
Oh,
so
okay.
The Raider guy takes 10 minutes on each player. Bullshit. Talk to Richie about the amount of time comes on players. So you're MHRT people. Anyway, all right. So anyway,
it was a great pickup, man.
Mike Washington, amazing pickup at 122. Yeah. I
can't believe you got great running backs.
And then let's see. All right, let me go back. Dalton Johnson, safety. I don't have a lot to say about him. He's 5'10", 192. He's another possible free safety, but he runs a 4.41. He's not much flash or data to praise, but he's depth and competition. Be honest with you, great call because it's needed. And then at 175, that's Masses, which is kind of a unique one. Hezekiah Masses. Nobody seems to be able to.
That's a heck of a name, dude. Hezekiah.
Hezekiah Masses.
Did he leave the Mennonites or something? Did he like?
Right. Same as like Johnson, but more depth in the D-backs. You know, at that level, 175. I'm all good with it. That's competition. This is what it is.
Getting bodies in the building, man.
Right.
You need
now 195 is a little bit interesting for me. Malik Benson.
Let's see.
Malik Benson is out of. Hold on.
Sorry, I'm looking at. I'll try to help you out here.
He's out of Oregon. 6'1", 189. Obviously, a slot receiver at that size could be possibly an outside X or something like that. 4.37 40. I mean, the dude can run. His split times were freaking next level, which tells me that's a slot receiver. So
this is Washington, by the way.
Huh?
This comment about Washington, by the way, just as an FYI.
Fumble issues, can't block is a one cut. Yeah, but with Genty there, we just need a bruiser to freaking go blast the freaking middle of the freaking.
Nav, this Benson guy, speed sleeper. He's got 5 of his 6 touchdowns in Oregon were plays of 40 yards or more. 40. So he's kind of like the Brennan Thompson guy, like the Chargers drafted.
So, and most of those were like in a slot, cut in deep post. A lot of those were.
Yeah, so he's a speedster. Yeah.
So then we had, it's a sleeper one.
Oh, so this guy is probably going to be your compete for special teams on your team right away.
Well, yeah, because he can move.
Yeah,
Dude can move.
Yeah, it's a hell of a pickup.
And I even put it on. It's a steal at round 6.
Oh, Jack already put it on there.
And then Brandon Cleveland out of NC State. So he's a defensive tackle, 6'3", 307. He's a born and bred nose tackle. To be honest with you, just for the NFL, he's just going to need to put a little bit more. He's going to need to eat some more McDonald's.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah. I was going to say he needs a few extra burgers in his diet, as it were.
But think about a dude that's a natural nose tackle that can run
a blender. You can get the liquid calories.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Think about a natural nose tackle that can run a 5.1240.
No thanks.
I'm like, damn.
Those are the guys you hire as security guards.
I said a 5.1240 for a nose tackle at 6'3", 307, and you're running 5.1240. That's kind of freaking freakish, isn't it?
Yes.
That's but the potential is there. It's a good pick at 7. I think it's a good pick at 7. Just add another piece in the trenches on the defensive side. So, and Big E.
Nav, just as an aside, on that.
I just wanted to give Big E something right here. I do not spend 10 minutes on every player. I spent all that time on the rest.
He says he wants to bust your effing balls.
And I'll tell you what, Big E knows better. He should
the hoof of a donkey.
He shouldn't be fucking with me. He knows better.
So, Nav, just as an aside, just to kind of highlight some things there. Jordan Davis at the Eagles nose tackle effectively ran a 4.7840 time at 340 pounds.
That's
just like just like I sorry, you mentioned like a natural nose tackle. Just like Jordan Davis is like definitionally a freak. Wasn't he
the one that was jumping out of the pool, standing still?
Yes,
was that him?
That was him. Yeah, that was him.
He was inside the pool, and they're doing videos, and he's just jumping out of the pool.
That's crazier than hell.
Psycho.
So
that's batshit crazy.
He is 6'6", 340 pounds, jumped out of the pool and ran a 4.78 as his 40 time.
That's great. That was your guys' last pick.
No.
Nav?
No. I sorry. Nav said his guy ran like a 5.1 something.
No. But
I just wanted to give an I just want to give an example
of like perspective that there's somebody that does better than that.
No,
like blowing your mind better. Like that's insane. 340 pounds.
5.12 was freaking highly impressive. Holy shit.
No, but like Jordan Davis is widely revered as one of the elite athletes at the NFL level for his size. Like it's just a fact. So I simply wanted to give everyone context in terms of where a dude who's only 30 pounds lighter, but he's still doing quite well.
Nav, my favorite picks for you guys is Zune and the running back Washington.
Yeah.
Those are by far my two favorite picks for the Raiders. I think they were steals. I don't give a shit that if Mike runs up and down.
Mendoza was a given. That was happening.
Right,
I don't even like count that. But Mike Washington and
dude, if you guys can have freaking JPJ and homeboy that you guys paid more Linderbaum, and then Zune. Oh God! Oh my God!
And then
they have Tossie,
Grant, or Rogers, or
Glaze. Get
Glaze and Colton Miller.
Have Grant.
Offensive line's okay.
You got Tossie as well.
Well, we'll see how that develops.
I think Grant takes Glaze's spot. God,
I think Grant will take Glaze's spot.
Yeah, Glaze. Grant, you look at his stats last year; he was horrible.
Grant got better.
Your interior O-line is going to be effing nasty. That's going to be nasty interior offensive line.
Yeah. JPJ and Linderbaum are both nasty players to begin with.
Yep.
And them side by side, it's going to be even worse.
Dude, Genty plus this guy. Oh, God.
Yeah. Mike Washington, split back. That's just stupid.
I'm getting freaking Gruden 2001-2 vibes right now, and it's pissing me off.
Hey, I just want to give Big E something because I know who his favorite Broncos player is. So can I give him something real quick before I bail out of here? All right, see this? Let me make a 7 out of it. Wait, other way.
Are you guys flirting, by the way? Is this role play?
Big E, Bill, go fuck yourself, bro.
Oh,
Good night. Hey guys, gotta go.
see you.
Love you,
man.
no shit.
Have a good one.
Great show, but man, it's early tomorrow, bro.
We feel you, man. That's
All right.
life.
Yeah, that's fine.
Take care.
Appreciate it.
Love you guys.
Thank you.
Peace.
Have a good one.
Raiders.
Well, I'm glad we got that out of the way quickly. Just
Where
kidding.
did we leave off so we can pick up round
So
by round?
we're basically at the we're in round 5. Where were you in round 5?
So okay. So my last guy was Travis Burke, and that was at pick 117, I think it was, or 131.
Yeah, where were you in round 5?
Well, I had one more in round 4. I had a 131 in round 4.
Okay, so let's give your round 4 134 because that's
Okay,
where we
so
left off.
this was like one of the only other non-trench guys. This is Genesis Smith, safety out of Arizona. The Raiders took his partner, Stukes. This guy is 6'2", 202 pounds. He's a ball hawk. The biggest complaint on him is he can't tackle for shit. He can't tackle at all. But
Yeah,
we have Derwin James. We have Tony Jefferson. We've got guys that can tackle among, they're just elite tackling safeties types. So if anything, a lot of these players get interviewed, right, Rich? Like our GMs and scouts interview them.
a lot of them, yes.
Yeah. And so they were like, he acknowledged, he's like, I got to work on my tackling, right? Kind of thing. And it's like, if you're willing to get better at that, then we're going to take a chance on you. And you're going to come.
Do you know what these GMs are going to value? Self-awareness.
Right.
Because the NFL is all about being self-aware, regardless of where you sit in the draft. Some of these guys in the top part of the draft have solely relied on self-aware of athleticism, and they have no self-awareness. And how many times have you seen dudes picked in the first, second, third, fourth, and even fifth round and make it nowhere? And like we talked about this last show, right? The Broncos have had how many UDFAs that have like gone on to be like all pro, like a ton, like a truckload, right? Well, those guys have all worked their asses off to get to where they are.
So just go over. We'll just do this quick.
Yep.
I think out of all the players, he was actually just a 3-year player. So good for him. Let's see. Out of safeties, he ranks second in athleticism. So that's good. So he's extremely athletic. He looks like hometown boy. I didn't get a 40-yard dash off him or anything. He might have done it at his pro day. I'm not seeing it on the NFL thing. But I'll go off his last year. He was third team All Big 12 Conference. Named to the All-State Good Works team. I don't know what that means. Started 12 games, 77 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, interception, 8 PBUs, 2 forced fumbles. What I'm getting at is he's a traits guy. They like his traits. They're like, okay, we can buy into this. We can work with this. We got the guys. And the thing is, we have another young safety that we drafted last year, RJ Mickens. Tony Jefferson is only on a 1-year deal. Derwin James is looking for an extension. So you got to inject some youth in the safety room. And when we get to UDFAs, there's more that they grab. This is going to be the hardest room to make it on the Chargers, the safety room. Out of every position, the safety room is going to be the most competitive. That's my belief.
Yeah.
But all right, so that was that. And that was 131. So it's probably on to you.
Next pick for my Denver Broncos is pick 152.
I'm out of numbers here, so rock and roll. What hang on. Dude, I'm in front of you again. You want me to go? I'm going to go real quick.
Yeah, go for it. Yep.
So round 5, 145, Nick Barrett, defensive tackle out of South Carolina. We lost Deshaun Hand in free agency, so we need another guy to get in there. He led South Carolina with 47 tackles, 6 tackles for loss, 2 sacks in 2025. His 14 run stops are tied for 14 most. So yeah, pretty decent get at, in round 5, 6'2", 312 pounds. So kind of that lighter D tackle. He's more of a run stuffer. Now this is what's kind of outside of Justin Igboigbe, who we've got, we don't really have a pass rushing D tackle. This is another like, hey, you're not going to run on me. Now, there's a lot of people with Nick Barrett. I know we're rushing through stuff. I have a lot of bookmarks on X from guys talking about Nick Barrett. Like, there's people who are genuinely like, oh, wow, Nick Barrett, like, they're sickos into his film. I haven't looked that far into him. But what he is to me, Rich, is like, hey, it's fourth quarter. Put Nick Barrett in there, and let's get this game over with. And because he's not going to let a team run on you. But I'm guessing is Jamari Caldwell, our third round pick from last year, is that he's going to be more of a pass rushing guy this year because of just some of the moves that we've worked out with the addition of Dalvin Tomlinson. But yeah, that was our pick, and I was just whatever about it. I'm going to trust the scouts on this one, and I have to dig into them more, to be honest with you. So that's it.
Yeah. So moving on to round 5, pick 152, Justin Jolie, which is an NC State tight end. He's a guy that genuinely fits the Broncos offense, but he is one of my least favorite picks in this draft for my Denver Broncos.
Justin Jolie?
Yes.
How did you pronounce his name?
Jolie, whatever. Like, I've heard both pronunciations. His nickname is Big Christmas.
It's
just
because
Jolly. It's a brilliant nickname. Yeah, it's a fantastic nickname. Now, my issue with Justin is that he is deemed as a move tight end. He's deemed as a guy who's kind of like an Evan Ingram, esque tight end.
Yeah.
I have an issue with that because my Denver Broncos don't necessarily like the move tight ends. They've never excelled in the Broncos offense under Sean Payton, in truth. The Sean Payton tight ends that have always done well are the guys that are more akin. I'm going to give a Broncos country here a little bit of a way back playback. Think of Joel Dreesen, one of my favorite Broncos tight ends.
Dreesen is ringing a bell.
Yeah, he's a dude that under with Peyton Manning had one hell of a career with the Denver Broncos. He came from the Texans. He's a primary inline blocker. Reminds me a lot of Adam Troutman, but had some really good, like, sure-handed catching of the football. Troutman has had some pretty good catches for my Denver Broncos as well, but has also struggled in bringing it in. Whereas Dreesen never had a problem with holding on to the ball. It was just a problem with making sure he stayed open and caught the ball, right? Like, as a combination of the two. But once the ball was thrown in Dreesen's way, he almost always caught it and never dropped it. Justin Jolie.
What I'm seeing from Jolie is something that I thought you would have liked, is that he's a contested catch, high receiving threat kind of tight end.
That is his only redeeming quality, is contested catch. The problem that I have with Justin Jolie is that he's never been an inline blocking guy.
No.
And the Broncos offense, with our hybrid run pass combo platter of like how Sean Payton likes to run an offense, which is you just don't know what the tight end's going to do at that point, and that's what makes the offense potent.
So he's just essentially there. He's going to take Evan Ingram's job.
Ingram. He's an Ingram replacement. Yeah. But the problem with Jolie, though, is that he's not elite in any one category. He's very good when he's challenged for the ball. He more often than not catches it.
Okay.
So he would be a good red zone threat because a contested catch is a red zone thing.
Yeah.
Right? So I like him for that. But my problem with Justin is that he needs to start getting better at blocking. He needs to be the guy that you need to look at and say, I don't know if he's going to run or block. you need that versatility in the tight end position. Later in the draft, we'll talk about another guy who I actually quite like. Justin, I'm concerned, is going to fizzle out.
I mean,
Because
like we're getting down like these later rounds. It's highly possible.
Yeah. And so
You
my
know?
concern is that he's going to fizzle out. That's my concern with him. Now, let's put it this way. I would love to be wrong. Right? Big Christmas, what a nickname, man. Like that's fantastic.
Awesome.
However, like what a great nickname, right? But ultimately, my concern is he going to be able to have that long-term success? Is he going to be able to have that versatility of inline blocking and pass catching? That's what we need as Denver Broncos fans to have at the tight end position. Adam Troutman is going to have to go probably at the end of this year. We're going to get rid of Lucas Krull. Like, we're going to need tight ends that can do that dueling role for us as an important piece of the puzzle. And I'm not convinced that Justin can be that guy.
Look, he's coming off his best season. He's coming off his best season. That's what you want. You want a guy who's coming off their best in college. You know, 49 for almost 500 yards, 7 touchdowns. Definitely seems like this guy was using the red zone. I'm just assuming, so bear with me. And then I guess he's got some toughness, because there's a viral video of him, viral play of him injured and limping on one leg for a 25-yard touchdown. So
no, I have no problem with any of that. Right? That's my kind of dude. But I need him to be able to block.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's
like,
it just seems like this day and age, Rich, it's like if you want those like elite tight ends that do it all, it's you're going to pay up for them. You're going to pay up, or you're getting them on a second contract from some other team.
I agree, but the problem that I have with the tight end position is it takes a year or two to really develop. And so I'm willing to see if he can kind of go in a 2-year progression to be that guy. I think that's totally fair. Why do you think I'm
so excited about Kohler? Kohler is coming to us on his second contract. He's going to be in year 5 with us.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm giddy about it, because
I'm totally cool with that kind of stuff, right? Like, I'm totally cool with that kind of stuff, but I need to see him take those elevated steps with my Denver Broncos. And if he does those things, dude, I would love to be wrong. My gut reaction on him, though, is that he's not going to do well, and I'm concerned about that.
Practice squad maybe for first year.
Because the tight end position is so critical for the team to allow Bo Nix to have like a safety blanket and other stuff like that. That I like. We needed to hit on a tight end to allow for the future, and I'm just concerned that if he doesn't hit, then it's going to set us back, and it's going to be an issue. So that's just like, again, just broad brush strokes. Those are my concerns.
There's still, I mean, I doubt it that the Broncos do it, but there's still some tight ends out there in free agency. I just doubt. You guys have now 6 tight ends, I think.
Yeah. So we have no 6th round pick. I'm going to leave that to you if you have one.
Yes, this is where we ended the draft.
Yeah. So if you can just give me 2 seconds, I'm going to be right back, and I'll come back and comment on your 6th round pick just to get into it for the folks here on the podcast.
Yeah, man. So in the 6th round, number 202, the Chargers get Logan Taylor, offensive guard, Boston College. Now, calling him a guard is probably not fair, because this guy plays every position on the O-line except for center. It's the first time the Chargers have drafted 3 O-linemen since 2017, and actually they follow it up and draft another one after Logan Taylor, and then that's the first time they've drafted 4 since 1990. But he's a 3-year starter at Boston College after transferring from Virginia, has at least 180 snaps in his career at each offensive line position except center. He has started 46 games in his college career, and his 3,052 snaps since 22, which ranks 15 in FBS in that span. This dude has played. Kenna, you'll probably have to fill in for him on one of these shows coming up. I don't know about tonight. Well, I don't know. We're already 2 hours in. But Logan Taylor is another guy with a high RAS score, 9.20. I don't know if you guys are watching this, rewatching this, or are here from the beginning to the end. There's been a theme with the Charger picks, especially with the O-linemen. All their RAS scores are up in the 9s. They want these athletic, versatile offensive linemen. And the fact that he plays 4 O-line spots, even better. Now, let me see. Richie said yep. And then the Chargers go on and pick 4 spots later, and they get Alex Harkey, another guard out of Oregon. And Harkey has 26 starts, all at right tackle. He allowed 29 pressures, not great at all. 6.6 pressure rate in 2025 compared to 11 pressures in 24 at Texas State. What he's another Alex Harkey, the last one. He's another guy that's projected to bounce inside. So the thing about Logan Taylor and Alex Harkey is there's going to be a lot of competition for the guard spots. But kind of like what Richie said about Christmas or Jolly is, yeah, one or two of these guys could fizzle out. Right now, there's 11 guys in the offensive line room for the Chargers, and there's a lot of competition, especially at the guard spot. I mean, you have Penning, Awashika, Slaughter, you have Cole Strange, you have Ben Cleveland, you have now Logan Taylor and Alex Harkey. And out of all the positions, especially in free agency, I'm still kind of hoping, and I know it's like, like don't get greedy, but I'm still hoping they pick up a vet guard in free agency or a vet cornerback. But Logan Taylor, I really like the fact that he can play 4 spots. Fantastic. And he's played all 4 spots, over 180 snaps per spot. And I was watching both these guys highlight film. And what I really love about these guys is they're really cerebral. Like you can tell they've played a lot of ball. They're getting to their second level blocks. They're moving around. Now there's knocks on all these guys. I mean, we can get onto these knocks like later on. Like, let's face it, these are 6th round picks that are converts. So they're like, hey, dude, we know that you primarily play tackle or whatnot, but we view you as a guard. So you're going to get in here and learn. But DZ on that pick for right tackles interfere, left tackle Slaughter able to play. You mean Slater? Oh yeah, nobody knows, but everything on the Slater front seems to be good. But that can just be all smoke and mirrors and propaganda right now because they don't want the fan base actually trying to kill each other right now. But man, I was really happy with this draft from my Chargers. The fact that 6 of these 8 picks were trench players, and the fact that you started with 5 picks and traded back
and got
to
8.
get, I think it was 9 picks, but we traded up to get Travis Burke, so we ended up with 8 prospects. I'm super stoked for it. Now, look, could we have gotten a cornerback? Sure. Could we have gotten a true guard? Sure. Like that's the knock on this from especially the analytical guys, from the consensus big board contributors, from all the big time stuff, is they were super puzzled by the Slaughter pick. Some didn't like the Mesidor pick due to his age, yada yada yada.
Dude,
so
the Slaughter pick
forth.
is my favorite for you guys. Like,
I think he's a great prospect. I'm just like, it did throw everybody for a loop, and it seemed like a reach. But I think they're playing keep away. that's another thing. I don't know if I mentioned it. Is Slaughter was our GM's Blue Star pick. So each scout in the Charger organization gets a Blue Star. They only get one, and they're allowed to only use it on one prospect. And that means that you're doing everything you can to get that one guy. And he was our GM's Blue Stars, as was Slaughter. So it's like, if he was there, he's getting them no matter what. Nobody can say anything.
Yeah.
And I think there was two other guys that, the intel that's leaked were Blue Stars as well. I want to say, I think Travis Burke was one.
Burke had to be it.
Yeah, I think he was one. And then I want to say Brennan Thompson. I could be wrong, but I thought that was kind of neat.
My pick in that group of the swing tackles that were not necessarily the like ultra elite guys that were like coveted by like all the analysts and stuff.
Right.
Like Burke has some things he needs to work on.
Sure.
Pass pro is one of them, right?
Probably.
But like, okay, so here's my deal. My Denver Broncos have a guy. His name is Quinn Miners.
Yep, we all know.
He came out of Whitewater with a grade that was like mediocre, but he had a motor and a run blocking grade that was like off the charts. And he's an aggressor and was willing to learn and had that like work ethic that was built in that was just like hard to ignore. Burke reminds me a lot of Quinn Miners in terms of what he can do and how he plays and what he does and all that kind of stuff.
I'm getting what you're putting down, buddy.
Yeah, and that's my thing, right? Which is like my whole thing is pass protection can be learned. And why do I say that? Because Quinn Miners sucked. And I mean like look, Quinn Miners will admit that Quinn Miners sucked at pass protection. He said so himself.
Right.
And he took it upon himself as he got into the NFL to make that a priority to get better at it. The thing is, run blocking is pure will. Do you have the will to move another person off of where they want to go? Travis Burke has that ability. Quinn Miners has that ability. Other guys have that ability. But there's a tremendous number of other offensive linemen that do not.
Richie, I forgot real quick. So Logan Taylor, I think you were away when I was talking about him. He is another Canadian that we picked. And I'm actually really excited about this guy because of his versatility. But he is from Nova Scotia, Lunenburg, Nova Scotia. But
Nova Scotia should remind Americans of like Delaware.
Probably something like that. Yeah, he's
like
6'7", 313 pounds. But it seems like, oh, look, you know what he is? He's another Canadian who probably came from some sort of money, I'm assuming, not to be mean, because Mesidor was the opposite of that. Mesidor had no money. They were dirt poor, like literally had the stories of walking through the snow to get where they need to go because there's the only way. But this guy looks like he was sent to a private school in Virginia. Yep, it's a boarding school. He went to a boarding school in Alexandria, Virginia, which is like 440 students from 25 countries. Yeah, dude. So, yeah, that's where he learned. He was in the U.S. That's
so
crazy.
So Nova Scotia, to put things in perspective for Americans that just don't quite understand like the Canadian provinces, think of the smallest states that you have.
Rhode Island, Delaware, yeah, all the Northeast states.
It's smaller than all of those by far.
I'm trying to think. There was a movie, it was a hockey movie. I think it was Goon. And I want to know if was that in Nova Scotia?
Look,
do you know what movie
Canadians are amazing at hockey. We are a different breed. We don't believe in pain. Like it's like we're just that kind of crazy. And that's why hockey and these contact sports, like we really do excel. Like lacrosse, like have you ever seen lacrosse in person?
Yes.
Okay, two-handed bat swing is common with a metal thing, like like, just think that
When I
through.
left, only where I grew up, only a few of like the upper end high schools had lacrosse. It was still like an upper echelon sport at the time in Southern California. I knew it was huge in the Northeast and up north. Like
Yeah.
it's been there since day one. But that was like a Native American sport that
Yes, it was. Yeah.
with brutal effing rules, by the way.
Yes, like it is like it's like hockey and other sports like that, which is like it's basically like a gladiator sport, right? Like lacrosse is a gladiator sport. It is like dudes will break their arm and play the rest of the game with a broken arm just to win,
Yeah. Jack
right? Like
Mesidor's played at Miami, so he's used to heat. He just doesn't like it. But you
yeah.
might be onto something with Logan Taylor because Boston College is not Boston is not as hot.
No, and Nova Scotia, just for the Americans that don't quite fully understand,
It's an island, right? It's a freaking island, right?
it's an island. It is small and it is cold, like
Yeah.
cold. They get wicked snowstorms, ice storms, and other things alike because of the ocean wind and stuff off of there. It is wicked. The only area that is worse than like the East Coast, I live in a snow belt, so I just got a truckload of snow. But if you go to the central part of Canada, it's basically like the farming capital of Canada where like all the farmers live. So like you get dudes that are there that are just like farm strong. Like the dudes like they're in the middle part of the US, like the
Yep.
Ohio's and place like that.
Our Midwest boys. Like, yeah, we usually it's Iowa. Like that's like anytime you see anybody from like Iowa like prospects in the draft, like I always get excited to try to get one of their O linemen or something. Who I think
so we get dudes from Saskatchewan,
right.
in Canada. We get dudes from like Manitoba, like Winnipeg and stuff like that. And to put things in perspective for Americans that
Just
don't
like
quite
super
understand,
blue collar, like
no, like you don't understand. Like, what's the intersection in Fahrenheit? I want to get the right temperatures because you guys need to like fully understand just how like insane it is there. Minus 50 Celsius, Fahrenheit. It is minus 58 Fahrenheit on the regular in Winnipeg in the winter. No.
I mean,
Hold on. I'm gonna repeat. I'm gonna repeat that for the Americans because
so
there's
you
a
go
bunch
into
of
an
you that watch the
ice
show.
rink just to stay warm because you just get out of the
Yeah,
elements.
yeah. No, minus 58 Fahrenheit
Yeah, no,
is a
that's
common
dangerous.
temperature in the Canadian winters up there. Okay,
Dude, you know what you have
58.
to do. You know that your trucks have to run 24/7. They have to have anti-gelling in all their fuel. Like it's a pain in the ass to do anything
Yeah.
that cold.
So I'm just trying to like set the tone for like the toughness that is built into some of these players that are coming from up there, and the reason like minus 58 Fahrenheit is a common temperature in Canadian winters in that middle section of Canada.
Dude, no. Yeah, no.
Yeah. So I want to kind of set the tone just so everyone kind of is aware. So anyways, that's that section there. Now the East Coast gets like ice and other things like that. So again, you're going to get a really tough, like hard-nosed style football player because that's what we're used to up here. And from Nova Scotia and from Ottawa. Ottawa is a very cold area as well. So again, you're going to be dealing with a different type
I
of
want to
player.
find out why this guy was sent to a boarding school.
Nova Scotia has some old money that exists in that province, and if he's in that group, that's not surprising to me whatsoever.
Well, it's like he grew up playing soccer, which is the opposite of hockey. Let's be honest, people. And then was convinced to try out football by a friend of the coach. He played for a youth team, the South Shore Seahawks, based in Bridgewater. Scored the first touchdown in program history despite being a defensive lineman. and then he participated for Team Nova Scotia and won at the 2017 Under 16 Eastern Challenge. I don't know what this garbage stuff is, but this kid is he was a 4-star prospect, one of the top 25.
So what that means is that he was a freak.
Yeah, it sounds like he's got something going. I need to dig into him. And then that's not to take any attention away from Alex Harkey from Oregon too. That's a Texas boy though.
Now to put things in perspective, when you look at Canada, just like as a whole,
Dude,
across the country.
Yeah.
The East Coast is primarily made out of very small people. So the East Coast is primarily made out of Irish background, which are not necessarily known for their height and size. They're just known for toughness. So the fact that this dude was like 6'7" from the East Coast, he would have been a freak.
Yeah, 6'7". Yeah, for him. Yeah, I'm looking at the other guy competing. I'm like trying to make sure Slaughter's not from freaking Canada too. I'm like, no, he's a Florida boy and stay in Florida. So that's crazy. And then he's going out to LA. I'm sure his parents are thrilled.
Just kidding. So that's the end of your draft, right? Round 6.
Yeah, man. Sorry, dude. I'm gonna start going down a rabbit hole. I'm gonna find out why Logan Taylor went to a freaking boarding school, man. Unless that was to get him to do football, but maybe it is old money or something. But we'll find out.
Yeah.
He says you could go right to the dollar store and get Percocets and lower tabs like we. Oh wow. Same in Mexico, Biggie.
Yeah. So I'm going to just blast through our 7th round picks because we had no 6th round. We traded up in the 6th to get the 5th round pick. So
what? That just happened? Did we just miss breaking news, or is this guy trolling?
I have no idea.
He's probably trolling because I think they're talking about Bo Nix's surgery scope.
Yeah, that's not what I heard. There's been some talks about the Drew Sanders on the Denver Broncos getting cut. I've heard that. Drew Sanders is
headline on Yahoo Sports. Shador Sanders? There's other Sanders. I mean, let's face it. The Browns have what? Dylan Gates. They have a lot of quarterbacks, I think. Browns, another team I feel like killed this draft, by the way.
So the only thing I've seen, I can't find that on Yahoo Sports. What I can find is Drew Sanders has been slated as a outside linebacker again for my Denver Broncos. Which, by the way,
I'm sorry, your pick, right, in 7th round. Is that what we're talking about?
No, I'm just talking about the comment here. Okay. Sanders for the Denver Broncos is Drew Sanders, who's a linebacker, and he was converted from an inside linebacker to an outside linebacker again, which, just for the record, basically means that the Denver Broncos are probably going to just straight out cut him because we have better outside linebackers than him, including an undrafted free agent by the name of Johnny Walker, who I expect is going to absolutely kill it for the Broncos because he was a coveted pick.
Black.
Yeah. Well, he was a coveted prospect, and he broke his leg in a freak accident in one of the Broncos preseason stuff, in the activities and whatnot. And he was looking so good. There's all sorts of comments like, good God, this guy's like.
So this is another guy you're excited to get back in camp.
He's a UDFA. Should you be surprised? So, anyways, he's another guy that I expect.
You guys had 3 7-round picks.
We did. I want to go through them all real quick. I'm going to list their names. I'm going to go through why I'm excited about them. I actually hated the last part of the 4th round and the beginning of the 5th. Overall, just because I don't think that the Broncos did what we should have done. I loved the 7th round picks for my Denver Broncos. Miles Scott. Miles Scott, I think you're going to see come in as a special teams like ace for my Denver Broncos. And I think you're also going to see him being a eventual heir apparent to Brandon Jones at the safety position for my Denver Broncos. He is unbelievable when you watch his tape.
Miles Scott.
Miles Scott. Miles
I got
Scott.
it.
Yep. Illinois safety. He's got some phenomenal stats. He's had some great games. I really do think that he's going to be a legit prospect.
Wow. After
for
2
the
seasons,
Broncos.
Richie. So he
Yeah.
started out as a receiver and
Yes.
switched to safety in 2023 and immediately earned a starting role. So
Yes.
he's an athlete, man.
He's a freak, like a
He's-
legit freak. Yeah.
He served as a 2-time team captain, known as the Green Dot.
Yes.
So he was wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
There you
This
go.
guy's yeah, dude. So he's an athlete. He reminds
is
me
a-
of just like a. let me see.
He's a rare air prospect.
Oh God! Look, you know who his buddy is?
Yep.
Poucho
Palcho, buddy. Yeah.
and Pat Bryant. So
And Pat Bryant. Yeah.
wow, cool stuff, dude. All right.
So, if I'm going to tell anyone who is not a Broncos fan to pay attention to somebody, it's Miles Scott.
Yeah, I'd pay attention.
So, just like keep in mind, the coaches have already said that he is one of the guys that they were most excited about because they saw him as a rare air upper echelon project, and I dug into him. He is. I'm quite excited about him as a prospect for the Denver Broncos. Now, 256. So these are the last 2 picks of the draft. These are like Mr. and Mrs. Irrelevant, effectively, of the NFL draft, right? Like, what you don't expect to do anything.
Yep.
These are the 2 prospects that I'm the most excited about for my Broncos.
I thought you were going to be the opposite with this next pick, but then I guess you're doubling down from Jolly.
Dalen Bentley, tight end out of Utah. He is exactly what I've been talking about my Broncos need. You need a guy who can step in, who can pass catch, who can pass pro, who can block, who can be like another additional offensive lineman, who's willing to do the tough and difficult things on the NFL football field. And he is like 6'5" and like 250 something pounds.
I'm looking into his notes. It seems like this guy slid because of where he came from. Like, I guess he transferred from Snow College. I have no clue where the hell that is, but he's out of Utah, right?
Yep.
It's got to be his age. He's got to be.
He had his best year in 2025.
Yeah. How old is he? Because he's already been on a 2-year mission with his church. So he's got to be a lot older right now.
I don't know what his exact age is. I haven't looked it up. I'm going to be honest.
Well, I'm just because I'm trying to see. He's going to I guess he's going to try to be that Joker role for you guys.
No, he's not a Joker. He is I go in and block and.
No, he could play that Joker for you.
Oh,
if you
yes,
needed him to,
yeah.
because look, dude. Did you see that stat on him, Rich? Pretty fun stat that he is in the 7% of tight ends since 1987 with his athletic profile. So he must have really high end RAS score. Yeah, dude. I can see
he is 25.
So it's not as old as I thought he would be then.
Yeah, he's 25. So Dalen Bentley is kind of the guy that I have been talking about that my Broncos need. You want a guy who can pass catch. You want a guy who can pass block. and you want a guy who you can put in, and the other opponent just doesn't know what you're going to do.
Yeah, because you don't know if they're gonna run block pass. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then look, he was a semifinalist for the John Mackey Award, which is given to the nation's top tight end.
Right. So he is a legit prospect in my mind.
Yeah,
he's
definitely
exactly what my Broncos need. He's 253 pounds, 6'4". That is a massive human being at the tight end position. That's exactly what you want for that spot. I was super excited when we picked him up. Now, another round 7 prospect, Red Murdoch. This dude is he is a machine. Like a machine.
What a name. I love the name Red Murdoch.
Yeah. So
he was born Khalil Elijah Murdoch. Okay, but I like Red. That's better.
Yeah, he is a tackling machine. He is all over the field. He is a legit prospect. I actually expect Red Murdoch to start pushing.
Dude, I'm listening to you, Richie. I'm reading stuff on this guy, but what a pick for Mr. Irrelevant here.
Yes. So, look, my Denver Broncos have had a superpower for decades. Literally decades. We have always been able to get guys in either the super late rounds or UDFAs who are like legitimate all pros. Like, and I don't mean just like, hey, they did well. I mean like they are legit all pros. And I see Red Murdoch as being one of those other guys. And this is like, there's a few other Broncos fans that we're going to talk about the UDFAs next week's show. There's a few other analysts for the Denver Broncos that are super excited for a UDFA guy that the Broncos picked up that I'm not going to name.
Right.
Red Murdoch to me is the guy that I'm more excited about. I think that he has a Jordan Turner type role for the Denver Broncos where he's just going to be a stud from day one.
Dude.
Yeah.
Look, Rich, he's a record holder.
Yes.
And he came out of the University of Buffalo, Khalil Mack's alma mater. He set the NCAA FBS record with 17 career forced fumbles. Yep. Oh my God, surpassing the previous record held by former Buffalo standout and NFL All-Pro Khalil Mack. And I didn't even read that part until right now.
Yes.
How the hell? He was second team All-American, AP Walter Camp, and first time 2-team All-Mac selection. Dude, what a... There's something else I saw that was really impressive. Graduated from Buffalo, magna cum laude, with a degree in psychology and founded a K-12 tutoring program called Virginia Homework Helpers. So this guy's also very...
Gifted.
Yeah.
Intelligent. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so if there's a guy for Broncos fans, if you want to root for somebody, it's probably this.
It's him. Yeah, exactly.
Mr. Irrelevant for the Broncos of 2026, Red is, dude. This is the guy you're rooting for to make the team.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. So you heard me talk about the Denver Broncos last year. And by the way, for Broncos country and Raiders fans that are joining the show and Chargers fans and Chiefs fans that are joining the show after the fact, I've had a pretty good track record of predicting like the random guys that most people ignore making the team. Like I have like a better record than most even mainstream media predicting that stuff. I predicted Jordan Hunter was going to be a eventual guy on the field for the Broncos on a regular. I predicted that Courtney Reed was going to make the team. I said all of that last season. It's on the channel. It's on record. I've said the thing before. Red Murdoch is that guy for me this year, and this is why I'm not concerned about Singleton or even the other dude who I honestly forget. Inside linebacker for my team.
At very worst, Richie, he's like your
special Justin Strnad. Sorry, Justin Strnad is the guy.
Oh, by the way, Simmons retired.
Yes, he did. So I did want to make that comment. Everyone is aware I have dueling opinions of Justin Simmons.
You're the biggest fan.
I think that he is one of the best humans that have been on the Denver Broncos in terms of what he's done for the community, and I think he deserves all the credit in the world for his character.
Right.
Off the field.
Yeah.
On the field, I think he had a multitude of deficiencies, and I think that his play on the field is not necessarily something that, as a football player, you would want to necessarily emulate. But I'm not going to knock the dude. Like, the guy is a high character player in terms of what he brought to the community and to the city of Denver. Like, my comments on Justin Simmons are not necessarily to try to belittle what he's done or how he's done it. He is a fantastic human being and done a tremendous amount for the community, and should be commended for that work. So it is what it is. But I do think that his play on the field was his aim was the big play, right? His aim was the interception. His aim was those sorts of things, because he understood his own personal limitations, which, by the way, he almost basically admitted on his presser today, where he basically said, "I wish I could tackle like you, Steve Atwater." Okay.
Wow.
So let's just call a duck. Simmons admitted almost publicly that he was kind of like a one-trick pony, and that's cool. Interceptions are a wonderful thing, but if the only thing you go for is the big play, you are going to get burnt. And Justin Simmons got burnt, in my opinion, quite a bit. So that's just kind of my take on him.
Yeah, man.
But Red Murdoch is a linebacker who I see as like a Justin Hunter. I see as a Corinne Reed. I see as a Lavelle Bailey. I see as a guy, truly, honestly, who is going to be a guy that we're going to see as a ascending player within my Denver Broncos. And I believe that he's probably going to end up being the guy that Singleton takes under his wing, and will probably eventually take over at that, that staple role that exists within the linebacker room, like the thumper. I think Red Murdoch is going to be that guy eventually for my Denver Broncos.
We'll see, man. We'll see how it plays out. Somebody up here is like, he thinks there's better D2 prospects. Maybe you guys pick some up on UDFA wise.
Well, there is another guy in the UDFA circles who I think is going to end up usurping Sternad.
So you guys also got another linebacker in UDFA?
Yeah.
Okay, man. We only got one. I wish we would have got two or something.
And no, we got two dudes. One guy, all the rest of Bronco country is all high on. The other guy, I'm high on. Nobody else is. And I predicted Corinne Reed was going to kill it, and he did. So I'm confident with what my general track record is compared to the nonsense that I'm hearing from the other analysts. I actually think that this other guy that I'll bring up next week's show, he's another guy in the UDFA ranks at the inside linebacker position for my Denver Broncos you need to pay attention to. And by the way, not just for the Broncos, like Chargers, Chiefs, and Raiders, y'all got to pay attention to this guy. He's 6'5", 240-ish pounds, give or take.
Big boy.
He's an athletic freak. He scored in the 9.0s in the Arras score, which you know full well is like upper tier.
Yeah.
So
wait, he has a linebacker?
As a linebacker.
Oh wow. Dude, what the hell is going on with these huge linebackers? I don't remember linebackers being this big. Like, we'll talk about this when we do our UDFA show, but I got a guy, he's 6'6" as a linebacker, and I'm like, what?
Yeah. But did he score in the 9.0s in the RAS score?
I have not looked in Lander Barton's stuff,
Yeah.
but he does come from an NFL pedigree because I think he's got
Cody
two
Barton.
brothers, and there's another Barton that's actually was in the NFL too. So it's like an uncle
Yeah.
or another brother. But Cody, who was with you guys and now is with Tennessee, yeah, man, we'll see. We'll see. Don't draft a kid from Texas. I'm on the inside linebacker as well. Oh, don't draft a kid from Texas. Yeah, UDFA is gonna be fun to look at, and I'm sure with all our prospects that we talked about, including the Raiders with Nav, like more and more things are going to come out. I think rookie mini camp's going to be sooner than later, and I keep finding nuggets about these players that we drafted because people dig into stuff and find clips from this or that or the other. I have so many bookmarks; it's just I couldn't put them all together on stuff, but.
So I have three UDFAs for my Denver Broncos. It's like three.
Go ahead.
That are like I predict are gonna push guys out of the roster for the 53.
I mean, your guys' roster is already pretty stacked, so to do that's going to be pretty impressive. If not, if anything, your guys' team just has, it's like it's a good problem to have, and it's going to be some tough decisions because
I agree.
There's only a certain amount of people you're going to be able to keep on your practice squad, right? So you're going to be letting some guys go. I forgot about a guy. I was like Isaiah World, the other tackle that we got, who's looking like
UDFA.
Which I think what people are predicting is that he's so highly regarded already that they're going to probably put that tag on him where it's like some sort of like season-ending IR right from the start for him because he had that ACL tear in January, I think. And it's going to be like a red shirt year, but on IR, and they'll just bring him back next year. And the Chargers did that with a guy.
He's too good of a player. He's too good of a player.
That's what I'm hearing. And we did that with a player last year in Eric Rodgers. He had like 3 interceptions in one preseason game, and they're like, and then he got hurt at the end. And they're like, we've seen enough. We're keeping you around. And like, I'm super excited in camp to see this kid, to see how he bounces back. But
yeah. So that's basically where my Denver Broncos are. We finished off all the draft picks. We've ran out of time to go into the Chiefs, but we're going to try and cover that next week's show.
I wish Nav was here to talk about these because real quick, what he just said, Hemby, the running back, and their kicker, like what the Raiders picked up, like holy crap. Hemby at the running back, another running back, like if very least special teams, but the kicker, he's like, I don't know if he's Japanese or he's Hawaiian, but he came from
Hawaii.
Japanese.
He's Japanese.
But that nickname, Tokyo Toe, like, I'm trying to think. You did the Christmas with Jolly. Like, I'm like, I don't know if there's any cooler effing freaking nickname right now than Tokyo Toe right now. Like, so he is Japanese.
Yeah, he's Japanese.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very disciplined culture, which is great. The question though is the strength side of it.
Sure. I mean, yeah.
Which I think is legitimate. Like you can have all the technique in the world, but at some point there's a sliding scale just in terms of overall musculature that matters.
Kicker though, Richie, our kicker, Cameron Dicker, he's nothing special physically, and the kid's got an leg. So.
Yeah, but the thing though is that when you're dealing with certain dudes, like think of Janikowski, right? Like Sebastian.
He was just a freak though.
No, but the thing is that you got dudes like that come from that Eastern European lineage, and you got guys that are coming from, the Britannia. Like I'm just going back on like old school lineages. So you have like the Viking culture that is like very legitimately large in musculature. So that's like the the Hollands, the Norway, Sweden,
Biggie had
etc.
a
Those
stroke on his last comment.
like those dudes. No, but my point is that the guys from like the Viking culture are just like very large and strong.
Yeah,
You also have the Eastern Europeans, like
from
in
the
the
Caucasus
Russian,
Mountains
like like the
region.
Russians and the Ukrainians that are also, they have a few guys that are from certain regions that are just like incredibly large. And then you also have a few kind of rare air, kind of collective groups of folks that are from the what we deem the West, that are also just like in like a freak size combination, size and strength, from a lineage perspective.
Oh,
And that's an important
at,
piece to mention
at
as
the
well.
end, I'm gonna go over the Chiefs class real quick. We're just
No,
gonna name them.
I want to cover that off next show. Let's cover that
Really?
off next show.
You don't want to?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. Let's
Well,
cover that off next show.
I feel like they killed it, but I know you don't think so.
I agree. It's just we're running at 2 hours 45
Way too
minutes. I
late.
just want to, yeah, way too late. So we're gonna cover off the Chiefs. We're gonna absolutely go over that next show. That's something we need to go over because they are the fourth team in the division, and it's important that we do give them their dues because their GM really, he's a different
Yeah,
beast, man. That dude's
right,
talented.
right, yeah.
So we're going to leave it there for today's show. I think that was a great kind of all-encompassing for the three of us, three of our teams here, kind of going over that kind of stuff. Next week's show, we are going to delve into the Chiefs draft picks, and we're also going to delve into the UDFAs for each of our teams because
By the way, Richie, did you like know that UDFA's? It's like it's kind of weird with their contracts. Like, if you're like a popular UDFA, you can like choose a team. Like, how much are you offering me? How much are you giving me? Is this all guaranteed kind of thing? And which I wasn't really hip to per se.
oh, I knew that for sure. Yeah.
Like, I didn't know that like as much as like this year because there was one UDFA that my team picked up, which all of the money is guaranteed, like all of it. They're like, yep, here you go, and it's like you're thinking like, does that mean that he's guaranteed a spot? Like, what the hell's going on here? Like, kind of thing. But then we also got to
No,
think
the kicker is
multi-billion-dollar.
here is that your team is going to value certain positions more than others, and you want to try to make sure that you get a guy that you think is going to be able to help your team long term.
Yeah.
And the UDFA class, this is where it's getting really interesting, right? Which is in terms of how the league is working, which is UDFAs have two main criteria. Number one, what am I getting? Right? So that's what you're talking about, DZ, which is, am I getting a bunch of guarantees, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera? That's number one. And then number two, where the real money comes from the UDFAs is, do I have a legitimate shot at making the roster? Like, do I actually have a shot at making the roster? Because the UDFA money is great, but if I can make the 53-man roster, I get game checks. I get other money that is beneficial to me. And so I could have a team that's offering me guaranteed money that's like 20 grand, but if I think I have a better chance at making the roster on another team, I'll take the flyer at going to the other
These
team because I
kids
can make more money.
these kids that sit on like the practice squad and don't get called up all year, they're like eating at the facility or they're very frugal with their money or something because especially if you live in LA, if you play for the Rams or the Chargers, it's not cheap out there. Like, you're only on this much money, right? No game checks. Like, it's not easy.
Well, you're still making six figures overall, generally speaking.
Yeah, I mean, you got taxes, but yeah.
So you're still making a decent wage, especially given what you would otherwise be making coming out of college. But yeah, you're not wrong. Like it's
Well,
a dog
you
eat
just
dog
said
world. So.
something. You just said something, Richie. I think that's why we're seeing a lot of these like later round prospects. They're getting older and older. It's because they're staying in college because they're making more money. I feel like transferring schools while you're getting
Yes.
these 5-year guys, and I don't know, could go on another show. We're already like way
Yeah.
too late.
But
yeah.
anyways, that's where we're at with this year. I think it's an interesting concept, interesting. There's a bunch of other elements involved in that, but overall, I think we've covered like the breadth of the draft. We've gone all over the draft picks. We've talked about all the guys that are on our team. UDFAs are one of my personal things that it is the thing that I love the most about this time of year.
Yeah. Okay.
And
I'm right there. I like it.
I am super excited about some of the Broncos UDFAs. I would love to talk about them in depth next week's show. We're going to delve into that in terms of what we're going to talk about, UDFAs, each of our teams, as well as talk about the Chiefs draft picks, just because we ran out a little bit of time on this week's show. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to leave you and love you there. Thank you for joining the show. Click the thumbs up, leave a comment down below, subscribe, and we will see you next week where the West Side is the best side. This is Wild Wild West Podcast. Peace!
Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Tempo's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast racking up the flight miles. So high, I might never come down, so what, this is my lifestyle. Wait a minute. Work hard for the car, so that's why it's all tinted. Wait a minute. Had a real late night, woke up with my